Yeah, my people, check in. Check. Yeah, bless up. Long time in over live on the channel here. Jaja know. Give thanks and bless up all our viewers, all of the subscribers. Them. You see it, people, make sure you leave a like on the live, Same speed, you see it. Yeah, man. Big up yourself, success over hype with a super chat to support the thing. Same speed. Lalibela in our building. Take advantage of every opportunities where there is none. Make it for yourself. Marcus Mosiah Garvey settings. Yeah, my people, big up humble man, big up all that. Two Black in the building, big up Two Black, big up Oral Donaldson said speed, big up Free Thinker, Lady J, Wagwan, Success over Hype, Hannibal, Princess Amila, bless up, Anjo T, Godfrey, big up yourself, and big up Moodman and Uptown TV, same speed. Alright, you don't know all the thing going on, people. Yeah, man, as we tell you, from the other day, we had make you know, say, there is going to be a interview with Carla, big up yourself, Carla. Big up MK God and all of the new people. We know say we have only a subscriber over here whenever really see me go live on that channel, yeah. So big up all of the people, big up Night Nurse Berlin. I don't know if me can big up everybody, but we just want to check out the new party. Well, the party itself not new, but we have a young leader and we are going to check out exactly what it is about and what them have to offer to the people of Jamaica and stuff, what you see it. So the one said he might give we a chance to hear what go on, so big up. You don't know me and a couple of the people them go there. We are going to ask some questions and hear what I deal with. So big up all of the people them still. And make sure to subscribe to the channel and also click the notification bell if are they, first when I check in, you see it. So big up all of the people. Kevin, big up, Wagwan Ricardo, big up yourself. Yeah, man. Jalop Detta, big up yourself. Where you say I listen Jalop. Yeah, man. So we have all this we have on the line already. We have Miss Julia on the line. Make sure you hit the like button, You see it. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Miss Julia, are you there?
Yeah, man, I'm here now. Yeah.
And people are gonna have Emotep on the line too, you see it. And probably we have Mr. Vegas on the line later down. So we are going to just ask a couple of questions to the Mr. ANTWAYNE Campbell and hear exactly what this party is about. So it should be an interesting discussion. You see it. Big up Leon. Yeah, man. What go on, Miss Julia?
There. Yeah, my
yeah. Yeah, man. Lady J say, yes, we need young leaders.
Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, man. We're kind of impressed with the vision where the young man have as a, man in his 20s, you see it. So, we have to check out that. As Lady J said, there's a lot of leaders where, fairly are elders them. So, nothing wrong if we hear what the young man have to say. At least we can say, yeah, that is basically like one of we in our, age group and stuff, what we have an understanding of where the younger people them are face and so forth. You see it. So should that be a good discussion? Big up Kenzie, same speed. I don't know if we can our Emotep, make more Emotep for check in and make we know what go on as it relates to the connection and so forth. So big up everybody where they are same speed still. You see it. Kenzie is a history lesson this. Big up all of the people where they are. Well, let's see. Big up Fitzroy, You see it. Big up Fitzroy out in the world, so you might check in for Wagwan. You see it. And as we say, it's been a while we check over upon that channel here, so bless up all of the ones them. You see it. Yeah, man. You're quiet, so Miss Julia.
No, man, I'm here. I'm just waiting for the events.
Yeah, man.
Multitasking as usual. So.
Big up Alec, You see it. Well, on the people, let me see if we can get that connection, because we have to linger and dry it out,
Right.
Yes. That's why I get straight to it, same speed. So, hold on, let me, try if
There, man. You can put me backstage if you want.
No, man, I can't just go on
Okay.
easy, man.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So we are trying to connect the link people. You see it, so just we are second same speed. As soon as the connection up, everything we up and active. Big up Clifford in our building, you know. Yeah, man. Big up Jalop data same speed. Uptown, I said this one should be great. Real man, wagwan. Big up yourself, you know. Yeah, man. Real man tuning in. We just want to. Yep, yeah, Emotep, wagwan.
Yeah, man. Bless up, Rick. Miss Julia, bless up.
What's up?
Yeah, you guys are hearing me clearly, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We are here loud and clear, man.
Yeah. So, I guess we're just waiting on, Mr. Antwayn Campbell.
Yeah.
I know he said that it was gonna be him and someone else as well.
Okay.
So I'm just waiting on them to, join the chat
Yeah.
because yeah, I sent them all the info. I let him know it's gonna be 7:30 our time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I know we are 1 hour ahead in terms of February, the timing in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So I did give him, an early notice. You get what me I say? So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just here waiting on him to join as well.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, man. Big up Carla. Carla, I hear you up, you know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Big up Carla, man. Big up my sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in the meantime, as we say, people, Lady J did ask if it's a new party, you know, Emotep.
Yeah, but pretty much it's a relatively new party, of course. We know that Marcus Garvey, just a little history 101,
Yeah.
especially in Jamaica. Today is what National Heroes Day, no?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get what me I say? So yeah, man, Marcus Garvey founded the first political party in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it didn't go as far as to be as successful as the PNP and the JLP for so many reasons.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because we realized that Bustamante and Norman Manley decides all of the black people them are gonna just be with a divide and conquer approach, whereas yeah man, let's get them over our side because what they did initially was they started like trade unions.
Seeing.
And that is a part of Marcus Garvey's philosophy as well, because he was all about like trade unions or workers union kind of thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
Marcus Garvey was the first one to envision that. But what Bustamante did, and he copied Marcus Garvey's template, and that's why today we have the Bustamante Industrial Trade Union. You get
Seeing.
what me I
See.
say? Because yeah, he started out as a trade unionist, and that's a way, that's an easy way for them to connect with the general public or the quote unquote working class. So that's how they could have created the JP and the PNP and diverted the populace or the masses to these two parties in comparison to say a Marcus Garvey party, because I think after Marcus Garvey passed on, his vision, no one took on the button per se,
Yeah.
to say, all right, let us continue the political legacy of Marcus Garvey by having, the political party fully active and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
as a result of that now, yeah, the Marcus Garvey political movement, it definitely lost its zeal or its impetus, in the sense that yeah, most of the masses, the black people, descendants of slaves, just decided that they're gonna go over to the PNP and the JLP, and lo and behold, unfortunately, today we have this political quagmire of tribalism and hatred towards each other based
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
political affiliation.
Seeing. Lady J said that's the only way I will go down to vote, you know, for them young leaders. So, you know, the likes of Lady J interested in young leaders. Like,
Right.
you
And people can go back to evil. The Bible, because we know say Jamaica is a very religious country, and as them when I say a child shall lead them, as they say, and him being 21, pretty much he would be considered a political neophyte or a child, so to
Yeah.
speak, in terms of, his experience and his age. So at the end of the day, him having the vision at this age, yeah, man, it's definitely a good look to say, well, him have the vision at this age, and he sees himself as someone who is able or competent enough and capable enough to actually make a change with the Jamaican political status quo. So
Yeah.
I personally have to commend him for that, because when I saw the article in the Observer, it definitely piqued my interest, and I
Yeah.
was very proud to say, well, this is a young man who is from the grassroots of society. Him not have no political bloodline, right? Him don't name Vaz, him no name Samuda, him don't have them names like that where he's part of the political establishment bloodline. So it's good to see him coming from the grassroots, having the vision to say, well, here what happened now, let me, go forward and put forward this political movement, in terms of trying to enact changes in the society. So I was very impressed with that. And I said, well, all right, if this is his vision, I think it's only fair that people, are more aware of such a movement, because we know the mainstream media state.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
They'll give him a little one article and that's it. We don't hear nothing more, right? We saw that with the UIC as well a couple of years ago. Couple of years ago when the UIC came into into the fray, or the awareness of the general public, people were curious as to what their visions were, what their manifesto is, etc., etc. And until people were like accepting of them, until there was some political infighting, amongst themselves, and I think that turned a lot of people off as well. So, some of the people are saying, well, if you guys are a young party and there's this much political infighting, it means that it's a house divided. So a lot of people got
Yes.
turned
Yeah.
off
Yeah.
by that. So I think that contributed towards the lack of interest and zeal in the UIC. So I'm definitely looking forward to hear what the young man has to say, and in terms of the manifesto, because that
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
where the focus is gonna be on. You know,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah. That I mean,
manifesto.
so happy.
Right,
Yeah.
right, 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 right,
I
right.
just
The
said Mr. Vegas
manifesto.
are giant, right?
Yeah, yeah. I sent him the link. I sent him the link as well. So yeah, I expect him to tune in as well. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, we are still waiting on Mr. Campbell and his partner, so to speak, to check in. So just waiting on that. But definitely he's a young man with a vision, and too often we have the younger generation with a vision and they get shoved aside for some like 70, 80 year old
Yeah.
politicians,
Yeah.
people
Facts.
who have been in politics for 30, 40, 50 years, right? And had have nothing to show in terms of the benefit towards their constituents,
Facts.
because unfortunately the status quo is that, every 5 years or every 4 years, yeah, yeah, me give you food and you vote for me win and everything good. It's like there is no benefit for the constituents in terms of, say, boy, social intervention programs, employment, community development. You don't really see that, and too often we see politicians showcasing roads, new roads, and the hope, my hope, a new basic school. Those are general responsibilities of governments. So it
Facts.
is so sad that we are in an era where a government, in showcasing its achievements, it is actually highlighting the things that it should be doing.
Yeah. 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 For real.
You,
Real
you get
talk.
what I'm saying? It's a responsibility of a government to provide the infrastructure, which entails road and hospitals and schools, housing, so to speak. And we see they use these to score political points. you know, and we do understand the political climate. If bro God show say, yeah man, him actually open up a new highway, yeah, that is used as say to score political
For
points.
political points,
When in
facts.
actuality, it is the responsibility of any government to you know, provide these quote unquote facilities or amenities for the public's use. So, you know, we are just in that state, whereas, you know, the politics has become so tribal, whereas it's all about who can show what, you know, like, okay, me use taxpayers' money and me fix the road and me feel like, say, boy, I did something great, when it's actually a part of my
Yeah.
responsibility and job
Part your
description.
obligation. Yeah.
Right. And you know, unfortunately too, you know, when you look at politicians and the achievements in their constituencies, you rarely see politicians showing any form of work being done in their constituency as it relates to social intervention programs or anything like that.
Yeah,
The only
yeah,
thing you will see are one little road a chop out or one little road a pave and them things there. And in actuality, politicians should be held more accountable, you know, because you are running a constituency. At the end of the day, you know, all the various programs that the government provides, you know, should be you know, applied to the constituency for the benefit of the constituents. So,
true.
you know, I'm just definitely looking forward to hear what the young man has to say still. So
And just yeah, we just
yeah.
hopefully chime in for a bit soon and very soon, you know. Big up
Yeah.
the ones
Because at the end of the day, you know, he's been given a platform to, you know, pretty much highlight his vision for a quote unquote new Jamaica. So,
yeah.
you know, yeah, we expect him to grab the bull by the horns and, you know, yeah man, definitely show the people them what you have to offer in terms of, you know, what, in terms of social intervention programs, you know, in terms of the economy, in terms of politics as well, in terms of the justice system, you know, in terms of law enforcement, you know, yeah, people would like to hear, you know, what new ideas, because at the end of the day, I think the Jamaican population are really looking forward to new ideas and you know, their practicability as well, because you know, sometimes politicians will sell pipe dreams, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just like how it came back and it actually Aunt Brogard, when he was saying, if you elect me, I promise you, you can sleep with the doors open. You
Facts,
know,
facts.
yeah, that's an example of a pipe dream, you know, like someone I sell you something when them know so it's not really practicable, but then just say it to you because it's a feel good quote and it make people feel, you know, more comfortable or
Yeah,
gives
yeah,
them
yeah.
peace of mind. But the reality on the ground is that nobody, not even the prime minister himself, even when him have security all about the place and how much camera and, you know, intrusion detection system, them not sleep with them doors open. So, you know, that statement was really, you know,
Yeah, and
a pipe
the
dream.
people can't really blame the people if they take it literal, right?
Right. Because you promised them that as a politician.
Yeah, you know, you're
You
supposed
know,
to say you deal with the thing more civil than that. You can't show it something out the way you know say no plausible, you know.
right. Because at the end of the day, you know, the people are pretty much fed up of you know, yeah, the promises and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying?
Facts.
Yeah, people sick and tired of the promises. Yeah, people are just, you know, fed up of the promises. You know, um, people are saying, well, you know, you told us that crime and violence will be done. You know, you get what me I say? Crime
Yeah,
and violence will be eradicated. So therefore, you know, people vote on those promises as well. Yeah,
yeah.
because as gullible and as ignorant as the masses might be, in actuality, people do vote based on where, you know, the politician tell them.
Exactly. You know?
Just like how when Burgard said, well, everyone can sleep with their doors open. You know, yeah, people, that's all right. That sound good. So if you can do that, yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, real talk. You know, so a young man with a vision and you know a dream. We have to just hear him out same speed, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I think it's fair enough for him to be given the platform to at least, you know, tell
yeah,
the
yeah,
people what his visions are.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying? And
yeah,
then at least let the people decide if you know, if it is something that they would work with, or
yeah.
if it is something that is plausible and practical. Because
Exactly.
I remember a couple of years ago, Mr. Vegas had a conversation with the UIC president,
Yeah,
Joseph L. Pattison, regarding the manifesto, right?
facts.
I think that was on Unstoppable TV. I'm not sure, but I know both of them had a sit down and, you know, yeah, Mr. Vegas asked some questions about the manifesto. And some of the things, while it might sound good, you know, um, it's not practicable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Based on because you know this
Right,
is all right. We see the article in the Observer, but you know, for hear what the man has said out time own mouth, ones can assess for themselves and you know hear and see if whatever is being said actually makes sense. You know, yeah, because
right,
the people them not stupid, so them are gonna know what makes sense and what not make sense. Same way, you know. So
right,
that is just about it. Just we hear what the man has said, and then ones can assess how the thing sound and how the thing look going forward. You see it. Yeah, man.
right,
Yeah. Big up all of the ones them we check in, you know. Big up Nikki, you know. Miss Nikki say, yo, thumbs up the live stream. Please share and subscribe. Feel free to join the discussion. We can disagree on the topics and idea, but be respectful to our guests. Big up it's Nikki same speed. So people, as I say, we just wait for the you know the young man to check in and we can hear exactly what.
right. Him not too long text me and said us him soon check in still. I get what me I say.
Yeah,
So,
man. Yeah,
you know, we just there. I go and hold the fort in the meantime still.
yeah,
But the foundation of any political movement, you know, is really the manifesto because at least it outlines, you
yeah.
know,
What
their
the party
vision
have to
and
offer.
what
Yeah,
policies they'll implement,
yeah, yeah,
you know, to the benefit of the country and the society to a larger extent. So that is really the meat of the matter, so to speak, the manifesto. So
yeah,
it's not no sweet talk or um, good 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 skills in how you articulate
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
message. It's more like people want to see the substance and
Facts, you know?
what is it that you are presenting now that is different from the
Exactly.
JLP and the PNP.
Yeah, because we already have the JLP and the PNP, you know, so you don't need another, you know. We need something where stand out and you know
Right,
we need to
right,
identify the shortcomings of these party and see if they can fulfill it, things from the angle. You see it, not just come repeat and make the same promises where these people are make because as I say, the listeners them not stupid, you know. So then we know if the thing makes sense or it don't make sense. You see it.
right.
So
100%,
yeah,
100%.
and as I said,
Because
you know, when our mainstream media work, them just, oh, this is a young man where and then you know hear nothing again because them are puppet to this or that or whatever you see it. So we know them style. So we want to hear for ourselves independently and hear what go on. And we never can tell, you know, how
yeah,
far they
definitely. Because when it comes down to politics, one has to have vision. Even though charisma, right? Having the charisma and the personality and being able to articulate your message or convey the message, whereas you know ones can understand it. You know, at the end of the day, it's the substance of the message people really want to hear. You understand me? I say,
yeah, man. So we have Mr. Antwayn Campbell check in, you know, you know.
yeah,
Mhm.
man.
Yeah,
Good
man.
evening, everybody. Good evening.
Yeah, man. Bless up Miss
Good evening.
Julia.
Mhm.
Yeah, in mute still. Me
Mm.
don't more things.
Yeah, man. Just make him unmute. Just
Greetings,
unmute your mic.
greetings.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, man.
okay.
Blessings. Yeah, man. Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hold on, mute again.
Mm-hmm.
No, me there here, man. I may mute it, man. Cause
Okay.
No. Don't mute, man. Don't mute your mic. Don't mute your mic because we are all the food for you know.
Yeah.
Remember it's 7:30, but we know the circumstances not is in a stone now. We have the human element sometimes that make things unpredictable. But yeah, man, I'm happy that you're here to make here.
No,
So
but
at least you can.
what time it is in your country?
Well, it's 7:56, which is 4 minutes to 8. So I guess it's 4 minutes to 7 your time, right? In Jamaica.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like we are 1 hour ahead in the States. But yeah, man, I'm happy that you are here. So yeah, man, we definitely going to be handing the mic over to you shortly. We would like for you to do a formal introduction of yourself and the movement and what it entails. Just a brief summary, and then we're gonna discuss the manifesto.
Mm-hmm.
So at least the audience and the panel can have a clear understanding from your side what it entails and your vision for Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, mute again.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah,
Oh.
you give me the mic now?
Yeah, man. Yeah,
man.
most
Go through,
definitely.
man.
Oh, okay. Well, my name is ANTWAYNE Campbell. I am 21 years of age. What can I say? Yeah, I grew up poor, very poor. We poor to the stage where we used to carry scandal bag as book bag to school. Never used to wear shoes. That's in primary school age days. Um, Growing up, me always have to fight life for myself. I always have to create my own path. Although my most of my families were situated overseas. My mother was the, I don't want to say outcast, but she she just get the messed up end of the stick. So therefore, no, let me say it outright. My mother was molested, you know,
Right.
so causing her to run away
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
at a very young age, and then end up with 5 kids, she alone. So the pressure become strong upon her, causing poverty for us.
Mm-hmm.
So I always have to chart my own path and thing there. Oh, Carlos Daly just
Yeah,
jump in at the room.
yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, we hearing us, sir.
Oh,
Yeah.
we can hear you, sir.
Yeah, Antoine?
Yeah,
Yes,
just
he's
lock off
actually
your camera.
here, Mr.
No, just
Daly.
lock.
He's actually giving us a brief synopsis as to his
You have to
upbringing.
turn off your music, sir.
So if
No, no,
anybody have
turn
mute,
off your camera. Just turn off your camera.
Turn it off.
you can leave it on if
Yeah,
you
you can leave it on to it. It's fine. This is no
yeah.
problem.
Just leave
But
it.
Yeah, and Mr. Campbell, if you can too, not no wrong to make the people them see you either. Because remember,
yeah.
I promote the thing, So it's your call still.
Yeah, me prefer my
Off. Mm,
my mic off,
okay.
my camera off. Me prefer
Mm,
my
Yeah,
camera
man,
off.
that's fine. No
Uh,
problem.
that's fine.
Yes.
That's fine, dear.
yeah, sorry about the lateness. I just got here in Negril, but I had some problems. All right,
Okay.
so I apologize.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, that's okay. So hold on 1 second. Let me just let you guys know that it's myself, Imhotep. Rick Storm. He's it's his platform. He's the moderator. Mr. Vegas is here, and my sister, Miss Julia. So yeah, this is these are the people that are here. So yeah, man, very happy that you guys can be here to tell the people movement and what it entails. So
Mm-hmm.
you may continue, Mr. Campbell.
All right. Yeah. So I always have to create a way for myself and my mother. Um, at age 14, 15 year about, I met my father. Um, excited and at age 17, he was gunned down and robbed.
Wow.
So yeah, so that kind of put pressure on me immensely, because you know I wanted guidance, I wanted support, I wanted mentorship. He was there, but um, ended up, you know,
Hold on there. Give me a second, Mr. Campbell. You have something playing in your background, a radio or something?
Right.
or
Yeah,
I mean, it loud. Okay, let me go
yeah,
Let-
see.
but you have, yeah. So you can just mute it or yeah, turn it down
Mm-hmm.
or turn it off. So we can hear you clearly.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we are here now.
Yes. So he got taken away. Almost let go college. Because yeah, I could have gone into a dangerous part in my life where me solve problem with the gun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I could have be so much more different, but but I decided that I never really want to go down to that path. So still holding up my head, and to be real frank with you, is teachers from Kingston Technical actually saved my life, because I almost just give up with on school entirely.
Mm-hmm.
And may I forgive big respect to my teachers who saw me struggling,
Mm-hmm.
and pull me one side and say, "No, man, Campbell, get it together, man. Just hold up your head, you know,
Mm-hmm.
sad whatsoever. Keep it pushing on." Hold up my head. Leave um high school with 7 subjects, 8 I believe, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and still did I try push on, but as me say already, nearly drop out of college, miss 2 semester. So I had a very rough upbringing. Um, and even though I have to rely on myself mainly for survival. And but to be real with you, I prefer the poverty we have growing up, because it has taught me a lot. It has molded me into who I am now. I am more mature, more than ever. I'm not mature to a stage where I know everything, but
Yeah.
I am more mature. I am more focused, and I'm more grounded, and taking up this political mantle. Um, it it Why I want to be real, but I want to touch on certain toes. But taking up this political mantle, it has opened my eyes to the real situation of Jamaica, and it has shown how how the citizens of Jamaica um operate, and the ruling class operate. But But as the interview progress, then maybe we
Get
can
into that. Yeah.
get
Yeah, we
into
can get into that after, I guess.
they can pass some mic to Carlos.
Yeah,
Mm.
man, you can, Mr. Carlos can give an introduction as well, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, well, you already have my name, Carlos Deal.
Yeah.
Carlos Daly. Now,
Mm-hmm.
where this movement started was in the 70s, germinated at on the campus of Howard University.
Mm-hmm.
And during that time, you had the self-reliance movement by the late Michael Manley.
Mm-hmm.
And you know Howard University, is what they call
Yes, sir.
Right.
yeah, the maker of black education, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
But apart from that, it was and is the melting pot of Africans from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they come and study. Majority of them, most of them from Africa. So while there, I get exposed to students from South Africa, Zimbabwe, you name it. But you know, as a Jamaican, my my primary concern was and is Jamaica. So the movement started from there. 3 years ago, we launched it at the University of the West Indies. But you know, as a revolutionary movement, you expect a lot of roadblocks, etc., etc., which is what I faced when I started to set up this movement. It took me 3 years just to open an account. Um, but I'm not scared of the roadblocks. Yeah, because the system is not designed to liberate my people. Never did, never did. And with the kind of people that our people are indoctrinated to vote for, then the system can it will only go on and on. No matter how much lies and distortion and division, right? Our people will continue to suffer. Now, who is suffering now is the youth of Jamaica because you have the transferring of Western decadence in our country, wherein it touches all aspects of our social life. Right? I don't have to go into details because you can just look on social media and you'll see the decay, the alienation, and the black on black violence. Right? It's all there for everybody to see. So I won't even dwell too much on that. Now, my expertise is in finance, and that is where the crux of the problem is. Um, our people are not informed, and there's a lot of reason why. Because every aspect of our society is owned by the rich, and then the rich finance both parties 50-50. Don't take my word for it, it's documented. All right? And the elephant in the room is what you call the International Monetary Fund. Right? Um, there is no documented case wherein that it has succeeded anywhere in the world. So what they do, they prey on poor countries. So our government, with the prodding of the private sector, every every year or every 4 years, they push our government to sign that contract. Now, what is that contract? That contract, when the US gives you the money really going to the private sector. And that's why they tell the government, yeah, man, go ahead and sign. But the question is, what is the result of all that money? Where does it go? Does it go into education now? Does it go into healthcare now? Does it go into fixing the road now? I don't have to say anything else. You guys can see it. You just go to the hospital. Okay, PH. Actually, I was born there. And when I go back there, it's the same thing. It's even worse. Just drive on the road. Just drive through Jamaica, go in the rural areas. You see impoverishment like crazy. no recreation center, no technological center for train the youth them. Now when you get old in the country pass, that's it. You either turn alcoholic or homeless or there's nothing for our people. Because the IMF is designed to keep you impoverished. So if you read the documentation or the manifesto or the charter of the IMF, it tells the government, listen, we don't want you to get involved in no economic affairs. You just deal with security and taxation. That's exactly what the IMF does. When it went to Africa, it destroyed the whole agricultural sector. Now, just imagine Jamaica. You already see the agricultural sector destroyed. Everything is imported. So you spend all these billions of dollars importing stuff that we can produce. So, but you're not educating our people or the youth. Hey, why are we so poor? The murders, the robberies, the social distortion, everything is tied to the economics. But our people are not taught the basic knowledge of economics and how we tie into the international monetary order. That is why Michael Manley, and not only Michael Manley, most African leaders, they beg, they bawl, they cry, they say, listen, we need to change this international financial architecture because it don't benefit poor countries as us. So what it does, it destroy your local economy, basically. So you see the importation of foreign goods. So your local production gets screwed. So most of those farmers now, you see them drive taxi. Because they have to survive. And that explains why you have so much mentally challenged people on the road. They just can't handle that pressure. And our country, our people can't really repay that loan. Because if you notice, every year we borrow more money. So it's like a drug addict. You just keep borrowing, and then who pay for it? You just say, boy, the easiest thing to do is just tax the goddamn people. That's why you see the opposition was against Michael Manley. And Michael Manley was just a reformer. Listen, a reformer. He didn't come to change the system because he never come from the roots. He come from the what you call the drum player group, which is the upper class.
Yeah.
So when them attack him just fumble. It's a whole lot, It's a whole lot. But that is what from us to form the JPM. It's registered in Jamaica. It's a legal entity. And we launched it at UAE. And we had a conference in August wherein we're trying to bring all the social movement. Because there's a lot. You have the anti-corruption, you have the NDM, you have the Up Jamaica. There's so many groups. And it was a success at the Jamaica Conference Center. Then last week, Saturday gone, we had the coming out now officially with the steps by us moving forward. All right? And I laid out the step. The first step is that we have to unite our people, both PMP and JLP. You can't build a nation state based division. So what you do, you let the private sector finance both parties, and then both of them come to the ghetto, the inner city, and then them play the game, the usual game, and divide us. And then some people go and get killed and all that. And when them get into power, guess what? Back to the same old game. You know who always win in every election? The private sector. Why? Because them finance both of them 50-50. So this movement is for the poor and working class. We make no qualms about that. All right? So we expect a lot of fight going forward. And we don't have a problem with that. Yeah. So I just want to talk to my people and let them know what time of day it is. Now, recently, in concluding, and then you can ask me a question.
Yeah.
Our people, there's an opening, and Andrew created the opening when he called for constitutional reform. Now, what they're trying to do, they're trying to just go around the thing. You know what I'm saying? You have to try circle the wagon. Right? We are a colonial entity. It's time we get rid of the whole, what you call it now? The whole odious tentacles of this colonial system that both parties subscribe to. As imagine we're operating under that for 60 years, you know. So we people never played a part in that constitution, you know. It was handed over by the British to two, what you call it, two subservient um,
Two
apparatus.
cousins
Yeah,
as
two
well.
cousins, right.
Right.
So they hand that over. No, but all this now, and I know him sorry him open him out. Him say, why constitutional reform? Now, what we are saying is that why are you using the word reform? It's constitutional change we want. We want total rupture from the whole colonial system. But you know why they're scared of that? Because if you move to a presidential Republican system, they never man have to throw him cap in the ring. They don't want to do that. Because if they do that, it automatically destroys the whole foundation, which was false anyway, of them operation. So that is a campaign we are going on to educate our people and say, listen, make them push for a direct vote for our president. Because in the past, the president is really elected by either party. Right? So whoever is the head of the party automatically becomes the president. We don't want that no more. Because that's not democracy. That's not. And you have to take my word for it. Statistically, it's 30% of our people that vote. So 70% don't vote. So how can you call yourself a democratic country? Well, I mean, in my understanding is that a democratic society, you should have over 50% vote. So you have our electoral process controlled by either party, whichever one come in power, right? Control the electoral office of Jamaica. Right? That's what they do. So because I went through the process, I see how them set it up. That is why them tell you and them tell us, especially the poorer class, oh, you can't have no third party, it will never work. It will never work because you set it up for it to never work. You know. But you won't know that until you say, all right, you're going to start a party, then you're going to realize, oh, yeah, this is a trap. So we are not entering no their political process. We'll enter the direct vote. Yeah, the direct presidential vote. Now, that approach can uproot them whole foundation of how they run this system for the last 60 something years. And guess who suffer? The poor. Because they are the one who have to migrate. You know, I get emotional when I deal with this, you know, just like Antoine. Because I'm from the inner city. And my parents had to leave me, and that was traumatic, right? To go to foreign. And then I have to leave and then go to foreign. A place where I don't know about. There's nobody there to meet and greet you. There's a lot of things I want to make my people know, you know, the pain and suffering that Jamaicans go through. So what them do is if you succeed, then them put in the paper and make it look like oh, everything is fine. But every one person will succeed in America is 1,000 feeling. Yeah, I know that. I lived there 30 years.
Real
Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, there was a time I stopped going funeral. Yeah, but our people don't know that. Yeah, and then I just want to move into a lot of things, you know, because you have a channel that you can use to educate our youth and also affect the artists and tell them to stop cussing them one another and come together as one team. Yeah, and look back on the situation that they emerged from.
Mhm.
You know, they don't realize they're part of this whole plan of destruction.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a serious thing happening, you know.
Mhm.
It's 5% of the population that own everything in Jamaica.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, 5%. So all you're going to talk about prosperity. It's a lie. That is a blinking lie. And I can explain and show in terms of the economics and all of that. I can do all of that.
All right,
Because I like work with
so
figures.
Mr. Daly, all right. So
Yeah,
since you talk about the economics, right?
yeah,
We are gonna go through the manifesto, right?
Mhm.
yeah.
You guys can just summarize. I mean, you guys are the guests here, so you guys can, speak on the manifesto. And if you wanna pass the baton on to Mr. Campbell, he can also, express the
Right.
manifesto so that the audience are pretty much, sensitized as to what it entails. So we would definitely like to, go through the manifesto.
Yes.
Not say in detail, comb through, but at least you can definitely expound on, each
Of course,
categories
of course. No,
so
you're
that
right.
we can have a clear understanding and leave here from an informed position. Because I think a part of the problem with the Jamaican political system is the fact that the masses are ignorant. They are ignorant to how it works. They are ignorant to the laws. They are ignorant to the policies, and they are ignorant and gullible to the fact that they are always being played to the benefit of selected individuals and special interests. So we definitely gonna just go on the manifesto, and
Yeah.
then now you guys can
I,
expound
I just
on it
want to I
accordingly.
just want to interject. They are not
Mhm.
Right,
ignorant enough. They are programmed to be ignorant.
right, 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 right,
Yeah, they are programmed. There is a difference. They are
Mhm.
programmed to be ignorant
right.
because every aspect of the media is owned by the rich.
Mhm.
So why would they teach them for them to be educated to overthrow them?
Right.
It's just, so that's why they mean, yeah. That's why our educational system is always like that. So the richer school get the focus, get the material, get everything. Right? So but anyway, go ahead with the manifesto question.
Yeah. So definitely, I don't know if Rick Star might want to like bring it up on the screen or anything like that, right, Rick?
Yeah, say me that try if you get a thing there download from a angle, but it never did that work. So we can reason upon it same way,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah man, you
Right.
can just read. You just can go down the line and read out the manifesto.
Okay. So since all right, so go ahead and tell us about the manifesto. I mean, we are freestyling a little bit, so it doesn't have to be in chronological order. But if you can, it would be nice to just hold our hands and walk us through the manifesto. Thank you.
Yeah man, no problem. Well, I discussed the first one, which is direct vote for our presidency, and our main strategy, because this is the underlying reason. So I'm going to use the main part. All idle land must go into production. Agriculture and mining must be priority, not tourism, because tourism dollars don't stay in Jamaica. It's it it goes to the what you call the mother country. All right. So just for example, um, most of the food that the tourists use come from foreign. Right. So now you're going to hear the talk, because some of these politicians they're reading my manifesto. I don't have a problem with that. See, because them things are them bright. And I don't know, I know to them not bright, because if you can fix a damn simple road or fix a hospital, then me don't know which college you know. See, because them things that basic. It's the basic needs of our people that is being neglected. Right? Now, for solve Jamaica problem, I don't understand why them don't say, you know what, we could work on a program of eliminating poverty. You know why them would never even have a program and say put all the brilliant mind together and say because I can show them how to eliminate poverty. You know. But then now you're going to see and them going to label me and call me and kind of stuff. Because if you program agriculture and link it to technology, geared towards self-reliance or self-sufficiency, and then what left over, the surplus, you export. We have over 1.5 million Jamaicans live in America. And I'm tell you, as simple as a seed, just to export East Indian mango would have bring in so much US dollars. So me know how to grow the economy. Because I'm training that. And I must tell you, I'm a Harvard trained manager.
Right.
Harvard. I don't really tell people that.
Right.
Saying, yeah, but what I say, to me, simply, you know, but because our people don't understand. So I can move down, but I continue with the so. No person that occupy parliament must have any interest in no company at all. No business. Because we're not looking leaders, we're looking servants. Servant of and for our people. All foreign exchange coming into Jamaica must controlled by the people's government, not the private interest. You see, the problem is that they privatize everything. I just read the Gleaner, Sunday Gleaner, and they want to privatize the student, them tuition. So get the banks them where them want to lend them money.
Right.
Yeah,
So
that's some
so so
serious thing
um
going on
so
there. You know?
so Mr. Daly, since you say that, because you
Yeah.
know, yeah, what you said is more like a free market, neoliberal world order kind of financial system where the government should not own anything at all, right? Everything should be privatized, and the
Yeah.
government should really focus on tax as a means
Right.
of generating income. Now, since we
No, tax on the
since
poor. No,
right, right,
specify.
right,
Tax on the poor.
taxation, right,
Right.
taxation, and it's really poor because the companies don't pay taxes. Them always have them write-offs because them employ people, yada yada yada. So them always use that craft there. But when it comes on to the political system, right, and the economic system, is your system a left, a center left, you know, a right wing, a center right? You know, what's the political ideology that you know your party
Yeah,
represents?
yeah. I see you mentioned neoliberalism, but you use them now to question me whether left, right, and
No,
all
no,
that
no,
stuff.
no, 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 no. I'm just trying
And
to
them things don't make
understand.
sense to me.
No, I'm just trying to
But
understand your political ideology because you know how it go, right? Every country have their political ideologies. You have right wing, you have you know left wing, you have center right, you have center left, you have democratic socialism, so to speak. So I just ask that so the public can understand because the PNP is a left-wing government, the JLP is a
no, which
right-wing
one? No,
government.
back up. No. Remember, when you're talking, me be specific. Which
Right.
PMP? The post Michael Manley or the Michael Manley people?
Well, I would say right now, I'm talking in the present tense, the
Okay.
ideology of the PNP is still a left approach, and the
No, man,
JLP is
but
a
yeah,
right wing.
but be careful, you know, because
Right,
Golding wouldn't agree to that.
right. So he would be saying what? More like a center left, based
No,
on
man.
your
No, man.
opinion. What you think?
No, it's not my opinion. You know. No, listen, when I reason, honestly, when I reason, because
Right,
your opinion have to come from reality. You know. It have to be
right,
objective. See? So, and I say I'm born with my thing in my head. Nobody does. It's the reality that dictates, right? So what I say is that just listen Golding tape and he will tell you who he is. Because I listen to all of them and study all of them. Yeah, he's a billionaire. You know.
right.
So, yeah, so what I say is that, and guess what? Him just earned $50 million off property, real estate properties, in income. But this is the same guy who stand in parliament with the whole list.
Is he gone? Did
Yeah,
he
me
get
not,
cut off?
Yeah, me no know what go on, but him just it
Antoine
seems like
gone too?
no, him there.
Okay.
No, me there. Listen,
Oh,
man.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay, well, probably you can
yeah.
just probably take on the button, Antoine, until him
Yeah.
check back
Yeah,
in. It might be him signal, might get a call. You just never know.
Before Antoine
Yeah.
continue though, I'm kind of curious on um Antoine role
Right.
in this movement and the gentleman's
So am I.
role in this movement.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
it
yeah,
that
Maria, yeah,
Antoine is the front runner or the head person or the leader
Right.
or the person who will be representing the party, or
Right.
is it the gentleman?
yeah.
Gentlemen. Mr.
Who,
Daly.
what
No,
what
Yeah.
is
no, no.
Because I
Mr.
wanted to
Daly?
know because they weren't introduced properly. So
No,
can you
yeah.
tell us
What
the name,
is?
sir? Yeah.
Yeah, me realize what I want for you. You see, Carlos Daly is a the chairman for Jamaica Patriotic Movement. I am the president for Marcus Garvey People Political Party. So it's two different things, But realistically speaking, it's two different things. But we are basically the same. If you look at our manifesto, we are. There is no major difference
So we
as
have
it
two
relates.
separate manifesto.
We have two separate manifesto, but if you look at them, it's
No, 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 no.
basically the
I'm
same.
not talking about. No, I'm not talking about similarities. The reason why I ask you this because Mr.
Hello, I
Daly,
am back. Yeah,
Mr. Daly
sorry about
stated,
that. I got
yeah,
disconnected.
yeah.
sorry, Mr. Daly. So,
Right?
Mr. Daly, now that you're here, I kind of wanted to ask the question, but because you were going, I didn't want to interrupt. So ask Antoine while you were off about his role in the movement and your
Right.
role in the movement. But he's disclosing now that it is two separate
Two
entities
separate
or two
movements.
separate movements.
Mm.
Of
Um,
course, of course. He's
so
the
he's
new
saying that
president of
he
the,
has a manifesto and you have a manifesto.
of
Um,
course.
but they're similar in nature. So based on your argument at first about the democracy, where you talk about everyone should be able to represent the country um, based on a presidential manner, or
Yes, yeah.
would that mean you would be,
A direct vote.
yeah,
Yeah,
would that
yeah,
mean
a direct vote.
you would be running as your party or your movement as a candidate, and Antoine running as I said, as a candidate also?
No. Listen, you remember initially I tell you this is a revolutionary movement. We don't we don't deal with idealism and pie in the sky. I'm telling you, I'm building a movement. Yeah, it's not time yet to talk about running for election because uh, um,
Okay.
yeah, you know and I know that this system been in operation for 60 years. So it's not
Okay.
going to take 1 year to get rid of them.
Oh, so you basically
Like
already the
that.
platform.
Of course, you have to. No,
So why what so are you involved with the Marcus
This
Garvey's
Gavin
movement?
People's Political Party.
yeah,
Is this like a
I'm
coalition, Mr. Daly? Is it a
no, no,
coalition?
no,
Right.
no,
Are you
no,
right?
no. It's not. No, don't mix up the two. It's two different entities.
Right.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
Right.
So
No, no.
you're building a platform and
Mm.
you're building a platform and Antoine is continuing um the 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 Marcus Garvey movement.
Yeah, yeah. Antoine can speak for himself, But I can disclose something to you. When I when I launched the movement here, a lot of
Right.
people were calling me and telling me because the logo has Marcus Garvey on it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if you, yeah, it has Marcus Garvey and Nani on the logo of our movement. So people were responding to the movement, thinking that boy, this movement come to revive Marcus Garvey. Right? So I don't know. I mean, my experience so far is that Garvey started a powerful movement, and I know somewhere along the line they have lost direction. And so the electing Antoine is intended to revive and reposition the Marcus Garvey movement to build on what Garvey left for us
Mm,
as black people.
So let me see if we can find some commonality from anybody here.
Yeah.
You sound like an experienced person, right? Not taking away anything from Antoine, 21-year-old, and
Yeah.
you're saying that we're building something for the future. We're going from grassroots. Don't you think it would be wise if you take Antoine under your wings and build that movement, show
Build what
Antoine this,
movement? No, build
and
what movement?
whatever movement you're a part of, whatever you're doing, whether it's a
No,
Marcus
but
Garvey party or whatever you're doing, you don't think
yeah,
this will be the best because you guys, you people come here. I think two of you come here now and two different, um, with two different manifesto.
Two
So
different
it's two
movements.
different situations that go on. Yes or no. So
Right.
based on you sounding, if we not have similar manifesto, and you sound like the more experienced person, I think if you're not seeing this as an immediate thing where you're gonna be like competing with, because it's not anything to go and vote about no one thing. And I kind of agree. I kind of like the direction the way you attack, and I love what you're saying. So why have Antoine if he's interested in politics and he's interested in representing and want to have similar manifesto? I think, and that's just a suggestion from me still. Sorry if I move us, if I'm downplaying the brilliance of Antoine still, but it just me listening and being critical here still and listening to you. I think you have something. I honestly think you have something based on what I've been hearing so far.
Yeah.
But go ahead still and content still. But
But
now
just
that
to
we
add
have
to
it
that,
clear, we just know there are two different
yeah, and
entity we are dealing
just to add to that to Subi, um, I personally don't see anything wrong with two different manifestos, but politically, the best solution would be a coalition,
Right.
right? Because I hear Mr. Daly mention the NDM, right? And I know that Mr. Campbell, him represents the Marcus Garvey movement. I've heard that you have members of the UIC who are around, so it would be ideal to have a coalition. So at least there is one voice, coming from various groups or stakeholders, in this political movement. So a coalition would be ideal. That is just what I think for the benefit, of, say, the objective or the greater good. Because if the objective is to take over the country and run its affairs, the only way to defeat the JLP or the PNP is to have a united front. And if you have various groups and parties, then just form a coalition.
What are
yeah.
the striking differences, Mr. Daly? What are the differences you find between your movement and the
No,
Marcus Garvey People's Political Party? What is your
no,
hesitation?
well,
Yeah.
no, well, let me respond to the two previous person.
Mm.
Um, in building this movement, when I remember I mentioned about the first conference I had, Jamaica Conference Center, August 24th.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I created that. The title was All Island Conference of Patriots, right? And on that platform, see, we did have a meeting with every progressive groups, right? Most of them you already mentioned are familiar with, NDM, etc. So to let you know that what you are suggesting is valid. Actually, we have a meeting this Friday,
Mhm.
all of us, right? And yeah. So it's not that we're not looking towards that objective, because it's being worked on. But in reality, and if you study political movement, the unity is 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 an easy word to announce, but to manifest it in reality, you have to put in a lot of hard work. Now, I don't see objectively right now there is any issue with forming an alliance with the MGPPP going forward. All right.
Okay.
Now, the meeting this Friday, we have a couple other groups, NDM of Jamaica. So out of this meeting Friday,
Do I see?
then we will see who else want to join the coalition. But let me tell you this. I don't have time to waste. Right? And I was surprised that I'm coming to Jamaica to have this conference. I'm saying, why did it have to take me? Because I don't have all the solution in it. So what I'm saying is that everybody sit here and waiting for some leader and some great messiah for come rescue them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You be the leader. Don't tell me I'm waiting X, Y, and Z and all that. No. Don't do that. And I am not of the view that the movement itself is the one that going to get us in government. No, it's the people.
Right.
Yeah, I going to build this with the people having the knowledge, because it's when they are conscious, then that change will occur. You understand? Now, this movement is not something that just drop out of the sky and no, it's years. Yeah, it's years. Now, I'm not straying, But look at Cuba, 60 years, and still have an embargo. Why don't you hear none of them say them a give up? That is where struggling. Yeah,
Mr.
go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you, but quick question. Have you ever been involved in any political settings before?
Well,
have you ever been involved in politics before?
No, what you mean involved? No, explain, no.
Have you ever run for office? Have you ever been involved?
Yeah, I was the president of the Caribbean student. I was the president of the Caribbean Student Association at Howard University. I was.
No, I'm talking in Jamaica, like member of parliament, council.
No. I wouldn't want to be no member of parliament, because that's our colonial name and all that stuff. No. But may I ask you a question? Don't you have a lot of them? Don't you have a lot of them there now?
No, I'm just asking you. I'm just checking for your experience.
No. Your question is valid, but when me want to make you know that the kind of parliament will exist, that is a problem for our country, because I don't know if you know, because Garvey say you have to study 5 books a day, and my people them stop read.
No, I just want to get an understanding. No, before, but I don't want to lose the line of question. Before we even get anywhere, we want to know this money behind the voice and this money behind the manifesto. So I think it's fair. Hold on one second, boss. I think it's only fair for us if we're listening to you and you're outlining what you think is best for the country. All right. I think it is important for us to know who we're talking to and your background. Understand what I'm saying? And I think we missed the ball. I think we dropped the ball. I think we dropped the ball in getting to know you before we even get to the manifesto, because
Subi, not even the same manifesto.
But Subi, when they actually came in, we gave them the floor to introduce themselves.
No. Imhotep. Hold on, man. Me hear the introduction, man. But what I'm saying is, Antoine was introducing himself, but Mr. Daly. Oh, I want to know Mr. Daly's age. I want to know Mr. Daly's background. I want to know Mr. Daly's. There's so many things I want to know about Mr. Daly before I even get to the manifesto. And worse, him say it is not anything right now when I put on the table. I would like to know more experience and all them something there. You understand me? I say, who the man behind the voice?
And then
Who the man behind the voice? Who the man I talk to?
I
I
would
would
like to
rather
talk about the manifesto.
than the manifesto, because
Right,
I think this is a political conversation,
right.
right? And as such, we wanted to hear
About the
what
Marcus
were
Garvey.
the visions and what are
Right.
recommendations and what are solutions to the political problems that Jamaica has,
Right.
right? And I also thought that
We're
the
gonna talk about
objective would have been
the
to
part.
even challenge the next
First thing,
election,
first thing,
Right.
because
first
at
thing.
the end of the day, with a
Imhotep,
new constitution,
Imhotep,
yeah,
and Mr. Daly is saying he's not even. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Daly. Mr. Daly is saying he's not even there yet. That we're talking about the next election. Is that I get it from
right.
what he's saying? Is
He's
that what
not
you say,
there.
Mr. Daly?
Yeah, but listen, you say you don't know me or you want me to explain who I am.
No, no,
So
let's answer the question quick before so me where this where disconnect. Uh,
of course,
you
no,
stated
but no.
earlier on, no, hold on, you stated earlier on that you were not at that point yet. Because with building this thing, we're gonna take years, and you mentioned Cuba and the 6 years and so correct us if correct me if I'm
No,
wrong that you're not trying to even think about this election cycle. Correct me.
no. Listen, um, it's in politics.
Mm,
One day, one day, one minute can create, in essence, even a month. You understand what I say? You're asking me a question based off current situation, right? I'm telling you, currently, we're not thinking about that. But just at 24, things change, and you have social eruption and riot and all that. So politics is a science.
right.
No, this thing is a science, right? And I don't know if he's a student of politics or he ever studied it or whatever, but I'm not the kind of person where go have ego, hype, and all them stuff. Then no, everything have to plan based off the current situation and the objective condition. You
Right.
understand? No,
Right.
let me no. Listen, let me answer because so that when me go forward, I don't hear. I am 66 years old. As I told you, I'm a graduate of Howard, Harvard, Georgetown, and Maryland. I was part of the team that invited Michael Manley to Howard to speak. Yes, I was involved politically, but not in the context of being in parliament. No, no. But I was involved politically as a young youth, um, aspiring to the call of Michael Manley, self-reliance, and trying to be sovereign, trying to be sovereign. So
Mhm.
all those experience culminated in in deciding now to deal with the issue of my country as a Jamaican, where a country that I love, a country that the majority of Jamaicans here is going through what I went through. So nothing has changed. So every day I get up, I see how much murders, etc., etc. Right? And people still flying out 24/7. Teachers, I know teachers in America work in a kitchen, and then you have them sit down in a parliament where they have laws that protect them from prosecution. So I don't ever want to hear the word democracy because them invent that.
So
Yeah. So
can I say something to you, Mr. Daly?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah,
with
go ahead.
all
Go ahead. Go ahead.
with all
Go
due
ahead.
respect to and a fellow Howardite as well too, because I went to Howard as well. But
Right.
what I'm understanding, okay, so what we were prepared for, in all transparency, we read the
Mhm.
manifesto of the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party. So we
Right.
were expecting to actually, just ask some questions on the manifesto and try to understand the vision some more. But then now
So
speaking with you, it seems like
yeah.
as if you have a very good handle on it. But the thing is, you say that it's a different movement and it's a different manifesto. What I'm asking you is, how is your manifesto and your movement different from the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party? And how is your role in the Marcus Garvey People's Political Party, right? But since
Uh,
being that your movements are so similar, right? Being that your movements are so similar, how do you fit into this? And what is the difference? Why it is that you can't amalgamate sooner than later?
no. Well, no. Well, no. Good question. But I thought that you had my manifesto there.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no, we actually had hold on. I mean, Mr. Campbell, Mr. ANTWAYNE can
We have the
chime in.
Marcus Garvey
Yeah,
Yes.
he
political
sent us
party.
the Marcus Garvey.
Mis-
He sent us
Mr.
his
Daly,
manifesto.
Yeah,
Right.
Mr. Daly, yeah.
yeah.
Before I go, because well, before I go, I think what
Yeah.
happened. I think what happened here, I think we were prepared. We were prepared to hear from Antoine,
Antoine,
right? And we
Right.
thought you were coming on because you were part of the
you're
Marcus Garvey
supporting
movement.
him. Yeah.
But you were going to no. You come like you take the microphone and you upstage Antoine from the
No,
jump
why?
out of the
No,
box.
no, no, no,
No.
no,
Listen,
what?
no,
No,
not in
no,
the,
no,
I'm not
no,
saying this.
no,
Listen,
no. Go ahead.
Mr.
Go
Deal,
ahead. Go ahead.
listen. You
Yeah.
have taken the microphone and you have totally upstaged Antoine to the point where we don't even want to hear from Antoine right now. It's like where you are saying some things that we share. We have some commonality in your ideas, them and your
Mhm.
manifesto. So something the things we outlined so far. So what I say is now, it kind of at that point now where we have to, I think Rick Sam have to go decide
With a part
if
two.
I will bring on you, I'm will bring on
No,
Antoine
but
because
Subi, no, but
yeah,
Subi, you see right now,
Mm,
yeah.
we were privy to Mr. Campbell's manifesto,
exactly.
right? And Mr. Campbell is here, so we
Right.
have to give him that
No.
opportunity
I'm not saying. I'm
to
not
to
saying.
Exactly.
to
I'm not
talk to
saying.
us about
No,
the
Mister. No,
manifesto.
no.
And
Yeah.
if
Listen, I say.
Mr. Daly wants to add anything,
I agree to
then
that.
he can add. But
But listen,
I think that, right, that's how we there now.
listen, I say. At this point, Mister Daly has already started to present his manifesto. So I think we need to understand that there's two different entities we are dealing right now, two different parties, two different movements. So I think it is kind of unfair to Antoine. So we have to go.
We have to do
You
this.
are
We
Yeah,
Rick
no,
Sam.
that's
You
why
must
me I
have,
have
say
to do our
Subi,
have to go
research.
bring back
Subi.
Antoine.
No, that's why me I say right now, no, right now we have to give Antoine the floor because remember say a him really make with there so right,
But
and
Mr. But,
the whole life
Mr.
is
Daly
about
start.
really him.
But I
But
think
the
the
thing
people
is,
want to continue hearing about Mr.
but
Manifesto, the Mr.
gentlemen, the
Daly
thing
Manifesto
is,
can start already still. But
but we're not
anyway,
ready.
still I
No,
have to run
no.
still.
Listen.
I have to run still.
We're
Yeah.
So
not prepared for Mr.
I will because it's like 2 o'clock, which part where I'm at now.
Right.
But I will listen back to it. So, but Mr. Daly and
Yes, sir.
Antoine, I think we're doing something positive. And Mr. Daly, I'm looking forward to hearing more from you. But you know,
Of
yeah.
course, of
I
course.
think
I
the people about them want get a better, idea of who Mr. Daly is in terms of what them want about Mr. Daly um outlook and stuff like that in them cranium. So big up yourself here.
all right. Respect. But listen,
Big up yourself in this
you're
point.
going.
Yeah,
I
Mr.
uh,
Daly, we would have really loved to read them. To be honest, and I'm just speaking for myself here. I don't know if anybody else concur, but I would have really loved to read your manifesto as well and be prepared for
Right, prior
Yeah,
to
yeah.
having
you.
right,
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 right
yeah.
right.
now, I was prepared for the
Because
conversation with Mr. Campbell because we
Yes,
read the Marcus Garvey People Political
right.
yeah,
Party.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
because
Right.
it's
No,
manifesto we read. Yeah.
I sent his website link, and on
Yeah.
his website.
Okay. Well, that's fine, and we will check it out. But Mr. Campbell, yeah, man. Let's have the conversation about the manifesto because it's really more of if it's a political movement, we need to establish that your objective, if your objective are the same as Mr. Daly, then it's like what we are doing is in vain because I actually thought that you guys would be even willing to challenge the next election
Right.
because the next
Um,
election is the most
Is the
significant
most significant
election in the history
election.
of Jamaica.
Right. Exactly.
So the fact that Mr. Daly has not envisioned his branch of the movement or his movement as
Right.
challenging for the next election, I would really like to speak to someone who is gonna
Who's
challenge
ready? And I thought the
the next election,
NDPPP.
the
Right.
most important election, a new constitution, whole heap of new things. The
Right.
country cut off itself from the queen or the crown to an extent. That
Right.
is the
but who?
conversation I
No, no.
want to
Hold
have.
on. Hello.
Yes, sir.
I agree with both that you should continue the conversation with Antoine
Yeah.
and set up another program so that
Mhm.
so you can deal with me because
Right.
I support Mr. Campbell and I don't want, especially with the youth them. I want him to be up um to upstage. I don't want no demeaning or yeah. Let him continue the interview and discuss the Marcus Garvey um, program because it's two different entities.
Right.
And yeah, and number two, in terms of the constitution, I know it's a social media, but when you say the next election will be great and all that, no, nobody knows that because the government has yet to decide the direct vote. So if they don't have direct vote, it's it's the same thing all over again. And
No,
I'm
but
not
the
telling
thing
you
is,
that.
doing Mr. Daly,
Yeah,
Mr. Daly,
yeah,
remember, there
yeah.
is the process of separating Jamaica from the king, right? There is that process going on. There is quote unquote constitutional reform, right? That is going on.
Yeah,
So yes, Jamaica
with
is in.
people, no, but when people never tell you, you read the Gleaner.
No, but
Majority of the people want direct vote. No, listen,
no,
man.
but I'm not talking about that though, Mr. Daly, because that conversation is really more to say when the constitution is done or what we want in the constitution. All I'm saying is the next
Yeah,
election is gonna be a
yeah.
case where there might be a referendum to say separate ourselves from the crown. The new constitution, might actually be employed as well. No more governor general. So I do think politically, this is one of the most significant juncture in the history of Jamaica. So
Well,
we
I don't.
cannot
Well,
downplay the significance of what is going on right now.
no, no, no. Well, you see, well, I mean, you're not the only one saying that. No, the status quo is saying that because that's what they want. Listen. If you follow up this thing, then you will know exactly the game that they're trying to play. Because the lady who had it, Malafu, whatever she name, she don't use reform no more. She have another term where she say hybrid. So what me I try to say is that you can't say that yet because our country is going through some traumatic experience. So we don't know what 2024 will bring. See? Yeah, and if the majority of people are asked to direct vote, you know what that means? That means not reform, that means change.
Right.
And these guys are talking about reform, not change. So there's a difference.
So don't you think that this is the most important political juncture that Jamaica is in right now? Right now, with everything that
Right
we
now?
said a while ago, don't you think that right now, right at this juncture, is the most significant politically that Jamaica has ever been in, apart
No,
from
no, I can't say that.
1962?
No, I can't say that right now. No,
So hold
no,
on. So my question is
no,
this,
no.
right? Apart from,
Yeah.
when in the history of Jamaica, apart from 1962, has there been a constitutional reform? When in the history of Jamaica have there been a process being enacted to discontinue from the crown? I'm just using those as significant factors to say politically we are
No,
in a very important time.
no, there was none. There was none because guess what? Who would it have benefited? The two tribal party. So why would they have it? Now, the only reason why they're talking about constitutional reform because Barbados upended us. That's all. Yeah. So me I say, is the people them pushing, and our legal minds in Jamaica pushing for that, That don't mean that the Prime Minister going to sign off on it.
No,
Because right now
I
it's just
understand that. I understand
no,
that
no,
though.
no,
But what's your position
no.
on this though? Are you saying that there should be no constitutional reform? Are you saying that we
No,
should not
no. I don't
disconnect
use
from
the
the
word
crown?
reform. No, I don't use the word reform because reform means that you, I use the word change. We need
But
to
but
eradicate.
but but but
Yeah.
change would infer a revolution, right? And when you're
No,
talking about a
no, no,
constitution,
no, no, no,
yes.
no, no. I mean, you're going some words, right? All right. Revolution in mind or thinking. What do you mean by revolution? You mean with guns?
No, I'm not. I never said that because you said change. That's what a revolution means, a change. So what I'm saying is that, right,
Yeah, so
legally, we
why
are
you
talking
so
about a
why you,
constitution. 1 second, Mr. Daly. We are talking
yeah.
about a constitution, which is a legal conversation, right? So, you know, if they're gonna say reform and you don't agree with the word reform and the ideal word for you is change, it would simply means it's a revolution.
Revolutionary thought process.
Right. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I mean, I
yeah.
mean, either way,
No,
it's a
no, but
revolution, you know.
revolution can mean in all aspects now. But what may I say is that I am going based off what my people them want. Them
Right.
want direct election. So if them want, if the majority, which the observer interview me before the vote came out, and I called for a direct vote, right? The majority of Jamaicans, the vote, Gleaner reported, so them want a direct vote. Well, that them say that don't mean reform. That means change, because that has never happened before.
All right,
And
all
let
right.
me tell
Yeah,
you,
I do understand.
listen, no, listen, listen,
No, hold on, Mr. Daly. Hold on, Mr.
yeah.
Daly. We respectfully, we have to go set up to have a reasoning with you because, as we say, we read,
All right.
the manifesto of the Marcus Garvey party,
Of course,
and
of course, of
that
course,
is
of
what
course.
we were gonna talk about. So, respectfully, we have the information. We're gonna have to schedule to have another
Of course, of
conversation with
course.
you. You get what me I say, but
Yeah.
me really want to
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
not
Yeah, man. I
me really
respect
want
that.
to capitalize on this moment, having Mr. Campbell here, having the audience here, having read the manifesto to have
Yeah.
him, explain to
Yeah.
us, his party's position and what
Of
they
course.
have to offer the
Of course.
country.
No, you're correct. You're correct. I respect. Yeah, you're correct.
Right, right,
Yes,
right,
yeah.
right,
Right.
right.
So
So
set it up and we keep in touch.
yeah,
All
man,
right. I like
definitely
the
Mr.
Mr.
Daly,
experience.
man. I
Daly.
appreciate it,
Yeah.
man. Enough
Okay, Mr.
respect.
Daly,
Yeah,
thank
man.
you.
Yeah, man. All right. Thanks for having me. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Cool.
man. Yeah, man. So, Mr. Campbell, are you there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So as I said before, we definitely, we definitely want to, have a discussion about the vision for the country and recommendations and solutions as it relates to the manifesto. So yeah, man. I'm gonna just ask you to just walk us through the manifesto, and what the recommendations are or what the solutions are, so that the audience and us here can have a clear understanding.
Yeah, before I do that, I have to there's a feedback going on. I don't know whose mic is open.
I'm not here. It might.
I'm not
Do you
hearing no
hold on?
feedback either.
Do you have another device on? If you have an next device on somewhere in the house, yeah, you're gonna have that feedback.
All right, cool. All right, I'm not here anymore. All right, what
Oh,
I'm saying is
yes.
I've listened, you see, Jamaicans, that's why was in my introduction stage, I stated that I have experienced many things with the Jamaican people and people of quote unquote high intellect. You see, the reality is this. Marcus Garvey People Political Party, PPP, was the first political party in Jamaica. Very first political party, even before JLP and PMP.
Right.
And for years, I have documented proof how JLP and PMP have infiltrated, sabotaged the PPP and brought it to nothing. Nothing at this stage where it drive where previous members frustrated and disconnected from the party. And even the citizens of Jamaica is unaware of even the existence of Marcus Garvey Party. And that was purposefully done in history, and it's continuing. Now, the meeting that was held with all the third party is the Garvey Heights MGPPP called for it. Called for it because we see the significance of it. And the upcoming meeting for Friday is the MGPPP call for it and setting it up. Now, here is the reality we have. This is it. I don't know if it's ego. I don't know if it's one might say, boy, you know, don't start my thing already, you know. So I now go join a PPP. Who is the PP? Oh, but now I just want to stick with my program. Yeah, I don't know if it's the ego, but be real within yourself.
Right.
Marcus Garvey party don't have a firm executive committee. We don't have it. But if you look at our manifesto, you can see where it is for the people. Everything that was mentioned by JPM is the same exact thing in our manifesto.
Right.
Direct vote, eradication
Hello?
of poverty, improvement in school, roads, and all of them stuff
Right.
is in our manifesto, right? And if you listen carefully to the various groups, NDM, UIC, Up Jamaica, whatever, they all are carrying on the philosophies of Marcus Garvey. They all are carrying on the opinions of Marcus Garvey. And even without them knowledge of it, they are importing the same thing that is on the manifesto of Marcus Garvey into freedom program. Now be real within yourself. Ask yourself, why them not just give the MGPPP the support? Why them not just set the ego aside? Remove me as the president then. Take me on.
Right. Right.
Why them not just me I talk about the Rastafarian groups, me I talk about the different movements, me I talk about the different political party, and me I talk about the church and every other groups that me not mention. Why them not just understand that the MGPPP is a people government? Why them not just say, all right, make we work with this gentleman here and see how we can create a constitution, or it is already created, or we can edit a constitution with our ideas from different groups so it can be more beneficial to the Jamaican people. Why we not just look on the manifesto and say, all right, what we can add, what we can omit, or whatsoever, so it can benefit the Jamaican people? Why is that so hard?
But the thing though is to Antwayn is this, right? You can have even 15, 20 different political parties with them leaders, right? You see, when it come on to election time, that is where you guys become a coalition. And then now you can sign agreements where, if become the government, who get whatever post. So nothing is wrong with coalition, because at the end of the day, no Marcus Garvey party just next year election called cannot win the election. Cannot. So the reality is that there has to
Exactly.
be
Exactly.
unity. There has to be a
No,
coalition. No
no,
NDM can beat no JLP or PNP.
yeah,
No UIC can beat no JLP or PNP. Nobody
no, yeah,
can right now. So there has to
no,
be a coalition. So if the objective is not to have a coalition, then the reality is that it's like it's a pipe dream, because there has
then
to be
another,
unity.
that me say from the in the initial stage.
Right.
Let me tell you. Let me be real. Let me be real. Let me be real. Nobody not ready for the election. Yeah, nobody not ready for the election. NDM, UIC, Up Jamaica, no, we're not ready. Right?
Okay.
So
Okay,
I mean, I
good.
say again. I'm saying again,
Yeah.
which people trying to to is afraid to admit. Why we not just come under one umbrella, reform our constitution and our manifesto in support of the Jamaican people, and develop a firm opposition for the next election? Problem solved right there. So me now say, boy, me should be the leader of it. No. But why I
But
mean now say without
Antoine,
ego.
Antoine, I'm gonna say something to you, right? Um, First of all, thank you very much for that transparency and saying that you're not ready for the next election, right? Thank you for that. That was honest and that was raw of you. Now, the thing is, just like Marcus Garvey, who you emulate and the party emulates, one of the biggest things that what was why everybody why he was so successful and why the black people basically resonated with him so much is because he sold the black vision to black people. He sold black people to themselves about black pride, about who they are and who they could be. He sold that vision to black people. A matter of fact, even over to Black America as well, right? So you are going to have to sell this vision, what you have in the manifesto, which was very well written, right? The vision is clear. I do have some questions on all sections, which I know we won't get to tonight. But a part of your job is selling that mission. So tonight we really had a great opportunity, and we still do have the opportunity to some extent for you to come. We discuss the manifesto, discuss the vision with the people, because you're going to need the people behind you. You're going to need the people. You understand what I'm saying? So that is a part of your job. So we can't with the why don't they, because that is putting our power in other people's hands, right? Are you there? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you clearly now.
Yeah. So that is what I'm saying to you. Now I'm not taking away anything from you, because believe me, I spent time reading the manifesto, actually twice. Very good. And I can see the vision clearly. But not everybody will have a copy of that manifesto, and not everybody will read it. You have to be able to come and sell that vision to us, right? And to the people. And then you're going to start to have the movement happen. We can't wait for other people who have other interests, right? And benefiting from whatever they are doing, to wait for them to say, why don't they come under this umbrella? Why don't they? They have their reasons. Clearly, they have their reasons, right?
Yeah. So, Mr.
Agreed.
Campbell.
Agreed.
Right.
All right. So you see, right now, all that matters is right now, in the context of things, all that matters is that you are here. You are here to share with the audience your vision and your manifesto.
Right.
So let us just speak about the manifesto. So just go through the manifesto, and then if there's any questions, we can always ask.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Go ahead.
Well, the manifesto is a book, but so to go through it in its entirety will take up a lot of time. But let me touch on just few points in it. And then are you guys want to no, let me just touch on few points in it, and then we
You
can
touch on some points and then we can ask the questions. Yeah.
we
Go
can
ahead.
just discuss from it. All right, so the first thing we see is that the government of Jamaica should use funds to invest in the inner city itself rather than themselves. We are demanding the private sector to come from under the shadow of impoverishment and invest heavily in the upgrading of the community center across Jamaica, not just with computers and whatsoever, but with high advanced technology. And then now have the university students and even professors come into the community center and kind of teach or lecture or have a workshop with the youth them in the community for kind of raise them consciousness and guide them into a right career path. Because the being real with you, when I entered college, I never know what I get myself into. I not even know what college was about, and that was what 3 years ago. Yeah. So we youths really and truly lost interest in a college because we really don't know what it is. We are misguided. We are uninformed. So we just know about take it up. Me I talk about reality in the inner city. Because we just don't know. So we want to build a linkage between the university and the community centers in the inner city. And if you look at the community centers now, you can see where most of them run down and is abandoned. That is facts. The one in my community right now is abandoned. What we are planning on doing for that community center is kind of have a stage show with the different garrisons. The McGregor Gully, the Burger Gully, the Mountain View, the Rallington Town, and kind of invite artists on board to kind of show them face and bring back peace and unity in the community, whereas that will kind of uplift my community in some sense. And then the money we were allocated now, I just create my vision starting with that community first, and then as time go along, we come up with more different strategies. So that is what we're calling for, and that is what we are prepared to do coming this December, not next year. Moving right along, we have been, my former president Heru, have sat with so many minister of education, prime minister, MP, council, and you name it, sat with them in meetings and was kind of pushing for the philosophies and opinions and Black history being taught in schools, starting from the primary level. And to be real with you, we went as far to say, all right, listen, we will provide the books and we will teach it free. The UNIA was willing to come on board from across the diaspora to teach it free of cost. We put that proposal, they will run the petition, we'll link them with Julius Garvey, his son. I will show them, say, listen, it is important. We will do it for free and not have to pay away. And them say, yes, Mr. Campbell, yes, Mr. Arrow, we're going to do it. We're going to, then nothing never really happened. So we kind of take it up on ourselves and distribute books in most schools across Jamaica. But to teach it in the school, no, we're not get the opportunity to do that. So we are saying that the door should finally be open to teach the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey in the school and the Black history. Because realistically speaking, if the youths know themselves and know their history, then you kind of will reduce crime and violence in itself. Because realistically speaking, why I never pick up the gun and take revenge for my father death is because I knew myself. I knew my history. I knew my value. My consciousness was raised to a different level. So I could never run to the gun for my solution. Or I could never, what I will say, go on the media and play a fool with myself for a better outlook or a better image or for fitting them. So we are saying that if Black history in its smallest stage, where people know about just Garvey alone, maybe that will raise them consciousness. And that's why we are pushing for it. Moving right along. We are saying that the inmates in prison should be placed on farms, use up taxpayers' money and make them eat it up and not do nothing and just stay in the cell and farm full of themselves. Put them on farm, make them feed themselves and feed the Jamaica. And that will ultimately grow the economy. You understand? We can develop that program. The government can develop that program, but what? Them stray from it and them not seem to understand the simplicity of our problems and the solution to it. So we are saying that the inmates should be put to work to feed themselves and Jamaica. Not only that, they should be provided with the opportunity for a certificate, even at the PhD level. A rehabilitation program should be implemented in the prison system and properly maintained and supervised. Whereas if the prisoner is released into society, he is released as a new man, have him certificate, have him degree, have him bachelor's, and can make sense in the society.
Right.
But them not do that. We had to cut me for talk. You can't do that. You know?
No. I was saying right. I agree with you.
Yeah. So
continue, man. We're listening.
So them not do that. Them. Sorry, I'm drinking some water. So them not do that because what we see is that them not really have no plan. Them not really have no program. They don't really have Jamaica interest at heart. That's a reality. How we know that? Because these are simple things and they make it seem so big. They make it seem so big. Them rather go print new notes where it cost the Jamaican people more than paying attention to the real poorer class in society. So moving right along. We are saying that the Jamaican government and even NGPPP, if we are elected as a new government of Jamaica, would work strongly with environment groups and NEPA to strengthen environment laws in order to protect the coral reefs, beaches, starting at the community level. I have been, and even currently now, I am situated in a community where the people them dump them garbage in the gully. Them dump them garbage in the gully and them dump it on the roadside, them dump it out on the front, and you have to skip over garbage when you go work and when the kids them go school. And then I wonder, then this hard for kind of create a garbage heap in each community and maintain it where it is maintained and supervised by the environmental groups and NEPA and Minister of Health, whereas the garbage collector come and remove the garbage and ensure that the garbage collector them come on time and them do them work effectively. The people them do it because they not a garbage heap. Them not have no garbage heap in the community. They don't. Oh, me know because me live there. Moving right along. The government should not sell land for mining purposes that would adversely affect the environment, nor wait on private sector to provide energy, but instead invest in solar energy, where our schools and homes in the rural area are provided with low-cost electricity. That not hard. Why we focus on JPS being the only? You see, the people them complain about JPS thief. What we are gonna do? What we are gonna do? But we really not have nowhere else to turn to but JPS. Why the government not implement? Why them not strengthen? Why them not feed the poor man in an eco-friendly business, and where they make it more kind of cheaper for the Jamaican people to have green energy in the rural area, where the rural area can have electricity that will not affect the environment. Them thing is a simple thing.
Yeah, I totally agree and endorse this, because Jamaica have so much sunshine, right? That is one. Jamaica is actually a signatory to various environmental conventions, right? So therefore, them sign for say them are cut them greenhouse gas emission and CO2 emissions by a certain amount. So right now it would make sense to go solar, because one, that is more energy efficient and energy friendly. Two, it kind of reduces our dependency on oil, and especially in the international political arena, based on certain geopolitical tensions that can either increase the value of the oil and to an extent put a more strain on the economy, because if you have problems in a certain areas where it gonna affect the price of oil, that means Jamaica are gonna pay more for oil when there is tensions in these areas. So we need to reduce our dependency on oil. So I definitely agree with you on that one, as to say, well, the government should be promoting and funding, subsidizing more solar projects.
Yes.
Yeah, continue, Mr. Campbell, because continue. You have more to say about the manifesto, right?
Right. I'm gonna cut it short now, because I realize that it's a long, as I said, it's really a booklet.
No,
And
but
to
it's
be real,
important. It's very
yeah,
important. It was very well done. It was really,
yeah.
really well done. Go ahead.
And to be honest, we still have little more to add to it. There's a little few bit more.
Yeah.
But anyway, let me continue.
Yeah.
So why is it so? These are simple things where if them look to the inner city, they can get the solution. All the way are not done in the inner city. All the way, we might not have the PhD and the bachelor's degree, but we can come up with solution that will benefit our community and benefit the Jamaica on a wider range. Now continuing. Access to decent housing is another fundamental human rights. No one should be expected or even allowed to live in inhumane and uncomfortable conditions. Let me go dive deeper into this now. My grandmother on my father's side, she lives in Denham Town. And I want to be real with you. In 2023 years, so this day when them say at the motheristic time now and AI advance, and so, my grandmother is still cooking under a cellar with coal. Me not make this thing up. It's a reality. No, this is what I'm fighting for. Me should be in school. I should. Every time people ask me, "You're really serious about this? Why you do this?" You know, I should be in school. Me should have just take my degree and then just leave Jamaica and go try figure out how me gonna take my family out of poverty and just leave this island alone. But me can't do it because me believe that Jamaica is my place, land of my birth, and me owe Jamaica my life. I was dead for my country. I wanted to join the army as an officer, but them refused my application. That is how dedicated I am to my country. I mean, I say that because me I look a stripe, a reality. So we are saying that every Jamaican should have access to decent housing. No one should be allowed to live in inhumane and uncomfortable condition. And we're saying that decent housing must be available for all Jamaicans. The government should build or sponsor housing where it is accessible to the Jamaican public in a way of low repayment periods or through affordable rental scheme. We are saying that the NHT should continue to build low-income housing, providing affordability mortgage for those on low incomes. Now, I don't really want to go into my business now. But let me say, my mother is a civil servant, right? She's a nurse. And she has been working all the days of her life. I know my mother, she work. And them say they move NHT to 16. But when you check it, even if we should put together our points, we can't get a decent house with land space for grow food pan it. And look how much land available in Jamaica. So we are saying that the NHT should continue to build low-income housing for the lower class people in Jamaica, moving forward rather. Tourism must examine and reorientate. Must be examined and reorientated rather, so that the Jamaican people will have first claim to financial and social benefits occurring from this sector. No Jamaican must be banned from accessing beach, rivers, and historical sites.
That's good. Good to hear that.
Look at Blue Lagoon. I wanted to go to Blue Lagoon, and them said the place locked down now. We can't go in a Blue Lagoon. When Blue Lagoon was free to the public, I could have gone in there and have a nice time and have a bath and say, boy, this why my country beautifully. No, them are ban we. In other words, them are sell our country. I said them are sell our country, you know. And I am not, me now straight from a point now. But I am not saying, as you say, madam, me look towards strengthening from the people for the MGPPP. But realistically speaking, without the people from the various group and Jamaica, we can't move.
Exactly.
We can't move.
Exactly right.
We need the people. We need the people. That's what me are saying. But man need to remove. Just look on the manifesto. Look on it. It's very clear. And if they want it more clearer, we can make it more clearer. If they look at the manifesto and realize that, no, man, we're tired of this. Make we move with MGPPP, being it as the first political party. The Jamaican people will benefit. Long time, the PPP was a people's government. It's in the name. People's political party. No, make a move on. Our national airports, harbors, parishes, buildings, rivers, beaches, and other infrastructure must be named after worthy Jamaicans, along with the removal of colonial statues and symbols. Now, why them not change? You see, them not understand what our colonial master do to we, you know. Why them still have the parishes named after our colonial masters? St. Anne, St. James, St. Mary. Why them not change that and put St. Mary as Usain Bolt, St. James, Bob Marley, Parish of Bob Marley. Me just say, after some worthy Jamaicans who deserve it, why them not do that? That now we believe, and remove the statues and his thing there, and symbols of our colonial masters. We believe that will kind of uplift the Jamaican people mindset, where them can say, hey, we really are move forward from further away from the British colony. We really is a true sovereign nation, although we need the support of Africa and so forth. But we really can't say Jamaica belong to we. We really can't say that. Them thing you know hard. A common sense. So we also is pledging to promote social and cultural and economic ties with Africa. We need Africa. We need Africa and other countries in the Caribbean. We need the support. We need to build back our brotherhood with the Caribbean people, not just by word of mouth, and most importantly with Africa. Because if we find a city or a country in Africa that stands firm with Jamaica with resources, then at least we can find a way how to bargain with them and how to get the people from Jamaica to Africa to strengthen for them country and get them people from Africa to Jamaica to strengthen our country. If we can find one country and two countries in Africa with prime resources that is willing to stand up with Jamaica and share our culture, the argument done. We really and truly now gonna need the Western resources, because Africa is a provider of most of the things that we need. I believe I'm going on and on, but may I close with this. We stand firmly with the motion that all ministers who breach the public trust should be impeached immediately. Immediately. Look on the baby them were dead over Jubilee. The Minister of Health. Him should be impeached. Him should resign with immediate effect. But what them do? Them bring we on the TV and them show we say, in this month, we see that it was reducing, therefore him should keep him work. Madness! Look how much baby dead under FEMA authority. Any man with a sense of decency would say, boy, you know, me not do a good job. Let me just pass the baton to somebody else. The minister just how much people are dead. Them people that should be impeached, resign with immediate effect. That is what we're pushing as the MGPPP. You know, we are saying that the people have a right to say, yo, Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. this, Mr. that, you're not going and good. Come out. And we will rightfully step back and let the people choose and elect who they want to elect. So what we are saying now, and then we're going to close with this. The Caribbean court should be Jamaica final appellate court. Yeah, it should be Jamaica final appellate court. And not only that, the court system need to be properly maintained and supervised. How the man lock up in a prison for 50 years and nobody never know about it. And then they must say, we're going to give him a couple millions, we can't do nothing for the rest of his life. That can't happen. That can't happen. The people have lost trust in a Jamaica system. The people them, and that's then you wonder why people do jungle justice and why people take it upon themselves to go find whoever kill them family member and put a bullet in their head rather than take it through the court. Jamaica is in a decadent stage. It's in a and I'm closing now, in a decadent stage. And what I'm saying is that the Jamaican people should look towards themselves, towards them. If you hold back your vote, and if you vote for a different party, it never make no difference. So if you're going to say, me not vote because them turn by the say, it never make a difference. And if you wait for the government to say, well, we're going to give the people what they want, direct vote. We're going to do that. Write it down here and pass the bill. It will never happen. Because a man, again, never come off and I ask and say, people want direct vote, give it to the people. No. What we are saying is that we need the support are the Jamaican people. Notice me say Jamaican people and not the different groups and different whatsoever. We need to support the Jamaican people to come aboard the MGPPP and say, listen, me want to be a part of this. Not vote for you know. Me just want to be a part of this. If you see, I don't want to this, all right, let me be the member for this. You don't want that, let me be the member for that. Uno have a St. Mary. All right, me can set up a group and I say, Uno have a St. Catherine. Me can set up a, you understand me? We can set up an MGP. You understand me? And then we are united as one Jamaican people. That's what we call it for, you know? We're not calling for say, vote for we because we are the best. And then we alone have the problems. We have the solution for the problem. No, we don't say that. We just call upon Jamaican people. But what? People just fail to understand that. And I'm a man of action, and I'm a man of solution and simplicity. And I don't see why once care, but I don't know. But I will close with that. Thank you, guys.
Understood.
Yes,
Well,
so I wanted to ask a question about I think I saw in the manifesto where you had said that like tourism should not be like the number one foreign exchange earner for the government. So what would be what would replace tourism in your administration?
Well, when I say we want tourism should to be replaced entirely.
No. The dependency on tourism as the number one foreign exchange earner. I saw where you say you want to change that. So that's what I say now. What would you replace tourism with? As the main foreign exchange earner.
We can look at agriculture, you know. I mean, Jamaica just the oh, my laptop are dead. Give me 1 minute now. Just 1 minute.
Yeah, Miss Julia.
yes, I'm here.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, like, they are saying that they want to change tourism from being a number one foreign exchange earner. So,
You're
me
asking what
really
is
want,
going to replace with it.
yeah, me really want to try to see.
I have
But
some
I mean,
questions for him too, from education, come all the way straight down. But we're not going to get to all of them tonight, I'm pretty sure. But
well, I mean, whatever you think, you
it's
can,
the pointed, bro.
get out the way. You just asking them still. Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's more like us understanding, his vision. Because at the end of the day, is Marcus Garvey thing him say my promote, and if he say every well thinking Jamaican, should really embrace it. You
Right.
understand what I say? The
But
movement, and
as I
then
said
now,
to him, it has to be sold. It has to be sold to the people. You can have everything sounding good on paper, but you have to have the right people in place to relay the message. You understand?
right.
Yeah. And then we can't really isolate the other, because there's so many well-meaning Jamaicans who have
Sorry,
their. Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
Yeah, so
Mm.
tourism. Yeah, we are saying that agriculture is another aspect where we can look at. Just the name alone, Jamaica. We can not only farm food, but we can use the food to make creative stuff and sell it internationally, like banana juice, guava juice, carrot. And then we can look to the craft industry, whereas we can use up the Rastaman them, use up the people from the indigenous community, and create some sort of continue create the emblems of Jamaica, and this and have a factory then, or have a program, whatever you want to call it, where the money can flow in, money can flow in the country. So tourism shouldn't be the only thing. We can diverse into so many things.
Mm.
Yeah, okay,
I think
thank you, man. Miss Julia, yeah,
he
you can go
muted
ahead.
himself. I think he was still talking and he muted himself by accident.
No man, I think him rest in case there's someone. But
Oh,
ask him the question and
are you there,
hear him say.
Antoine? Hello.
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I'm just heading back and forth for water because my throat.
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm finished. I'm finished.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, first of all, I'm gonna start with the education part. I love the fact that you have the free education to the tertiary level. I think that's very, very important when you have the free books, the lunch, right, and the traveling for all schools. The traveling to and for schools for the students could be free. I guess you're gonna do that by radio, so I'm not too sure how you're gonna do that. But schools not being privatized and the equality in the standards, I think that is a very good idea as well. However, I have a question for you because I saw this twice. You said here teachers at all levels must be committed to the pupils, their schools, and to the national good. And then you mentioned national good again. You said here on note 7, page 4, you said there must be a commitment to the national good by both students and staff. I want you to expound on that. Like, what do you mean? Explain to us what you mean by the national good. How will that be measured? And what do you have in place for that? Because when you say national good like that, what are you trying to say? Are you trying to say like Marcus Garvey courses that should be taught in schools, which I think really should be because a lot of the teachers don't even know about Marcus Garvey. That these are facts, right? From when I was going to school. So I want to know what you have in mind about this national good. If you can expound on that for us for some clarity.
Yeah, you basically hit the nail on the head. Um, we understand that teachers really and truly, most of them, uh,
Mm-hmm.
don't have any knowledge of our Black history.
Right.
What they're doing is basically regurgitate. Mr. Smith, I'm looking in the comment section and I see where you say that alone still can't keep the country going. There are many more. Yeah. You have some of the answer them too, but me can't take up the all our time to kind of dive deep into that. Because we know more questions ahead. But let me continue.
Yeah.
Realize that the teachers is basically regurgitating what they were taught and what is in the book. And some of them not really have no interest to kind of broaden the students' horizon. Most of them,
Mhm.
but that is even the government problem too.
Right. Right.
As they underpay the teacher. Most of them just want to do them 8 hours and cut. So
Mm-hmm.
we are saying not at all.
Right.
Teachers should be fully engaged in the lives of our students, whereas they are equipped and able to raise the consciousness of our students, letting them look within themselves as not a chopper, not a dunce, but a valuable asset in our country. But then again, is the government who really brought the teachers to that stage.
Right. So the how about it now? So the how. So are you going to basically have some kind of outreach with, like, say, even the teachers' college to say that the Marcus Garvey course must be a part of their curriculum for them to pass the teachers' college? Things like
So,
that.
yeah, the change have to come from the youth.
Right.
You
Right.
understand? And as I stated before, the
Mm-hmm.
UNIA at the global level wanted to come in and kind of teach the philosophies and opinions of Marcus Garvey
Yeah.
and our history. But we never really want to do it with the students them alone. We did want to have a one-on-one session with the teachers to kind of equip them and inform them about what Black history and Marcus Garvey, so that they are able to implement it in our schools. So yes.
So yes. So one last question about the education, because I won't get to all of it tonight. I'll pass the mic over to Imhotep because I'm sure he has his own questions. So on what page is this? I think it's page 4 again. So you have here where you say morals and ethics must be a part of the education, along with sports, arts, and music, in order to build character and produce better citizens. Where does civics fit in there? Because civics is very important in the education. Not only that, but with what we are seeing happening now in one of our cultural gems, which is reggae and dancehall music, don't you think that there should be some music engineering taught, producing taught, even having some kind of pride in our actual music, because when I went to high school and even to A levels and upper sixth form, the music was classical music, piano, recorder, violin, whatever, right? So more things about the pride for our education, our reggae music, the business of our reggae music, like the producers, certain things about contracts, all of that stuff, and engineering, right? Because music does save a lot of the youth's lives. The people who are growing up in the inner city, give them an outlet, and actually, a lot of them are just naturally talented. So I think maybe civics as well as some kind of provisions for the entertainment or music and the business of our entertainment should be there as well. What do you say about that?
100% agree. And let me be real with you again.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kingston Technical saved my life.
Yes.
As I stated in my introduction. It's
Yes.
Kingston. I wouldn't survive. I mean, now bash KC and JC.
Right.
I mean, I mean, a big school level, man, big
Yes,
school.
exactly.
But realistically speaking,
Yeah.
is KT I find my true potential
Right.
because Kingston Technical, our motto is training and character,
Yeah.
and we, as I said, with the instruments,
Mm-hmm.
we dabbling at that. The teachers are fully engaged into that drama, performing
Mm-hmm.
art, our culture. Um, so we don't really stick basically firmly on just books, getting
Right.
the grades and leave. No, Kingston. I mean, I big up my school now. No bother bash.
Right. Understood. Go ahead, man.
Kingston Technical is diverse, where I feel at home. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? I feel as if I know where I'm going and how
Mm-hmm.
to get there in some sense.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is that more schools should be more like a KT. Me now big up my school now.
Yeah, go
Me
ahead, man.
now
Big
big up my
school up.
school now. I'm
No,
not
it's all
saying
right,
that.
man.
You understand? But
It's for
more,
everybody. It's for all the students and for the enrichment of the culture going
yeah,
forward. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah,
so
I
that's what.
asked two questions, so I'll just let Imhotep continue because I won't get to all of mine, so it's
No,
okay.
Miss Julia, that was I only had one more question, and that would be as it relates to crime,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, or say national security. How would the administration approach the quote unquote crime epidemic? What
Mm-hmm.
are the solutions that you can present to fix the crime problem? That was my only other question. And then, Miss Julia, it's over to
My
you.
question. Okay. Okay.
All right. So as stated before, not regurgitating anything, but as stated before, we are saying that if we can kind of starting from the primary level, raise the youth them consciousness where they are aware of themselves and where they have been and where we want to go, then the youth will remove away from fully dons. It's because we don't know, I'm a youth, for God's sake. We don't know. We don't know no better. So we look to the media and we see where the chopper them are say, if you chop the line, are you mess off with education, are you do the badness, you can't get the girls them, and you stand for fully dons, you can be a asset in a community because that's how revenue is coming. And the youth them gravitate to that because they simply don't know any better. So if we can implement that starting from primary school, that will some sort of raise them consciousness and kind of reduce crime and violence, not entirely, but at a small, I'm saying, I don't know, at a small level where the youths can kind of say, you know what, this gonna make no sense, How can I add value to my community and my country? And then I also look forward to as I stated in the manifesto, where the inmates can be trained um, in prison, where them can have the opportunity to get a certificate and thing there, and a degree in jail, so that when them leave the prison now, they can add value again to society. Now,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I was looking at is that we need to look to countries that have a lower crime rate, and then send students and even politicians there to learn them culture, learn them strategy, and come back to Jamaica and implement it. Singapore, a very decent country. Cuba is a very decent country. We can send students and politicians there and professional there to kind of sit down in them workshop, sit down with them government, sit down in them university, and see how them do it. And then now when we put pen to paper and say, all right, that's how them do it. I could go back to Jamaica and introduce it to people and see if it can work. Yeah, and then now finally the laws is really lacking. You see, them implement the new road act, and then I say raise the ticket because them kind of want curb some thought or something. But it don't change nothing. The people them still a drive bad and the road them still bad. So them say we forget fitness for a car. And we drop in a patrol, it mash up a car. And at the road them not make a car fit for the
Right.
Mm-hmm.
so all of these we need to look at the laws, the institution
Right.
moving to So
Okay. So just going off of what Imate brought up, which was right on time. Um, what you have in place here about the police oversight committee, right? What you have for you says here, greater control is needed over the police by the people through a police oversight commission, sorry, comprising mostly of representatives from the civil society. I think that's a good idea. But what I want to know is what are their powers going to be? So if you have this commission comprising mostly of the representative of civil society, right, that oversight the police, how are we going to keep the police accountable? What powers do we have? Do we basically like recommend some kind of reprimand for them when they abuse their power? What would be, how would it work? Because it sounds good, but I want to know how it would be enforced. What is your vision for that?
all right. Sorry, I was distracted by Mr. Smith. Sorry, Mr. Smith. It's like you attacked me.
No,
Mr.
man,
Smith.
you can't pay attention to the chat when people
Okay,
on the panel
okay,
are
all right.
asking you questions.
No, but try the
All right.
people
So
that
let
to
me
connect.
repeat the question.
Mhm.
So going off of what Imhotep said about the law and order, and in line in what you wrote, which is greater control is needed over the police by the people through a police oversight commission comprising mostly representatives from the civil society. What I'm asking you is what would be the powers of that police oversight commission? What would they be able to do to reprimand the police? What would be basically what would be in their powers for keeping the police accountable? Because it makes no sense to have a commission such as this. Sounds good on paper, but in the end, nothing that they say or nothing that they do or nothing that they find makes a difference to the police or the policing or the police career, right?
Thank you for that question.
Mm-hmm.
Indicom. Um, we believe that Indicom should be scrutinized
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to the investigation of corruption in the police force. But before we reach to Indicom, we have to look on at the government side. We have to be realistic about things. Why are the police force behaving in this way? I am from the inner city. I see these things. The police them broke. The police them not making enough money to act effectively in this country. Now, what we have now is that when the crime and violence rise in our community, the bad man them demand. No, the bad man them kind of why sometimes it may feel like a snitch. The bad man them kind of wrap up some things in a some bag and envelope and say, "Boy, squad it, thank you, kind of keep the thing curb and not give up with side." So the government now should be held accountable for that, whereas them really treat the officers with respect, monetary respect, and ensure that they are properly trained and equipped before them go up on the road. Because if a policeman stop, them not really show no respect. Driver's and license registration, please. No. Where the good morning, where the good evening. Still, why you pull me over? You know,
So
polite.
what? So,
Because
mhm. So what is your vision for the police oversight commission that you say will be comprised mostly of representatives from the civil society? This body that will reduce police power or basically keep police accountable that you have written here on page 20, page 6 out of 21, right? So the police oversight commission, what powers would they have to keep the police accountable? What is the point of that body if they can't reprimand the police, or what do you envision for that body?
well, they should have some sort of authority to
Mm-hmm.
hold a police officer or a police station accountable
Mm-hmm.
heavily
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and brought to the public
Good.
um, um, to show that, hey, Miss Sarge Smith, corporate whatsoever, have been
Mm-hmm.
doing that, this and that, and therefore should be removed. This
Mm-hmm.
police can realize that it is not able, the infrastructure and the resources is not able to protect our community. It should be closed down or repair or whatsoever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That committee
Mm-hmm.
should have some sort of authority backed by the government
Mm-hmm.
to hold officers and even corrupt of people in higher authority in the police ranking
Mm-hmm.
accountable, so that
Right.
we can build back trust in
Mm-hmm.
the people, because the people will now be a part of it, you know.
Good.
The people,
That's what I was hoping for you to say. Okay,
yeah,
good.
the
Yeah.
people will now be a part. It wouldn't be, why me have a PhD for this, or
Mm-hmm.
why me you understand? The
Mm-hmm.
people can say, no man, I'm tired of this corruption. I mean, know who I do it, you know. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
me can get involved with
Right.
removing sergeant whatsoever from allowing this in my community, and then
Mm-hmm.
speak to our representative, and then use film creativity and film skills now as
Mm-hmm.
an average man to kind of stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And they must be backed by the government. The government
Mm-hmm.
should show some sort of support,
Mm-hmm.
firm support, monetary support too,
Mm-hmm.
of this committee.
Right.
Somebody said who wrote that manifesto written by the MGPPP.
And it should be and these people should be judiciously chosen as well. Background checks, all of that stuff as well, because you don't want corruption to be leaking in from the inside. But I guess as you go further, you'll develop that. What I did like very, very much is the rehabilitation programs that you have about the prisoners, sorry. And you mentioned conjugal visits. I think that is very good because that will cut down on the brutality that is there faced by the prisoners, the sexual brutality that is there, right? Now, I do have an idea about this because what you said here was rehabilitation programs in prison must be more widespread and accessible rather than tokenistic, aiming to reduce recidivism from its alarming rate of 70% to the provision of better training, better library arrangements. Here it is: employer engagement upon release. Then you have in brackets, paying employers a special allowance and conjugal visa. Now, this is something that you have something like a gem here. I really believe that you should put a note on this. Give the employers a tax break for every ex prisoner that they hire, right? Because employers would really love that. Not only that, you make certain grants available to these businesses that they can apply to during the year, basically, for how many ex-prisoners they have as a part of their company. So you can call it something as the MGPPP reintroduction program, right? So basically we are reintroducing these prisoners who have some skill set or who will learn skill set from the company to society. And what you can do to incentivize the companies even more is basically give them something that they can show on their website, even a little logo that says that, this business is a part of the MGPPP reintroduction program. We're helping society, we're helping the community. That way, even the other Jamaicans would have some kind of loyalty towards that business. Say, you know what, I'll do business with them because I see that they actually help society, they help the youth them out of prison, they help these people. So that logo becomes very important. You understand? And also those businesses can have access to certain grants from your government, the MGPPP, based on the fact of how many people they help. So basically, there's a grant for 50,000 you can apply, but a part of the criteria for you to be eligible for this grant is for you to have hired two ex-prisoners in the past 3 years, etc. And it will show on your tax, and you must show your tax returns for it to be verified. You see what I mean? So you have something gem here, but we just have to dig deeper. And do you understand what I'm
No,
going?
man, you're 100% correct,
Okay.
man. And that was the cliffhanger.
Yes,
Yeah,
um,
man, you're good, Miss Julia, man.
yeah,
That was well said for sure.
that was the cliffhanger for kind of have because it's really some part of it, is really because we can't make the manifesto too long because people get um discouraged to read it. What we have to do is kind of have snippings and allow
hmm
people to think and kind of um
yeah,
word it
I
out for
understand.
themselves. So
And
you
you know
understand?
what else? I want to tell you something, Antoine. Do not underestimate the Jamaicans living abroad that will get behind this. I know a lot of Jamaicans who do very, very well for themselves financially in Canada and in America, and them love them country. They're just afraid of losing everything that they work for to go back. But if they knew that you were serious and they knew that you had something that would actually build back their country so that them can go back to them country, they would 100% get behind it. So don't isolate and think that is only for the Jamaicans living in Jamaica, because the Jamaicans abroad, don't underestimate the power of them as well, right?
No, me understand, but as I stated before, and if you look
Mm-hmm.
in the manifesto, you can
Yes.
see yeah. So um I know we have this notion that politician or politics is a corrupt and dirty thing, but it's because our people is not involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
What them do is that them give you the T-shirt and the $5,000 and say come vote, and then get the artist to do the dub plate. I will relate with that. I will say, "Why JP? I go on with think and then get Sizzler for voice for them. When we go vote for them, and then vote for, and then even pay people for come at the conference to come make the crowd look big." What
Mm-hmm.
we are saying as the MGPPP is that kind of move away from that now, because when you sell your vote, are you really put Jamaica in at that stage, I don't really them. Are you put Jamaica in at that
Mm-hmm.
stage? And then now when the Jamaican people start feel it, you say, boy, I hate them, all right, I hate PMP, and you are the problem. So we are saying that it's time for us now
Mm-hmm.
to look towards ourselves as the change and kind of be a part of the MGP. We now look now for we just want you come be a part of it. And if you're in a St. Mary and want to
Mm-hmm.
set up your little branch there, set up your branch there, so
Mm-hmm.
set up
And
your branch.
you can have branches in countries too. Like you can have a Canadian chapter. You can have
Of
different
course.
chapters that actually help, right? So I really really like what you're doing. But let me encourage you to build it, and they will come, right? The reason what attracted me was this manifesto, because it shows what you're building, right? So don't focus on, everybody knows what's wrong. Everybody knows what's wrong, but nobody does anything. But if you start to build it, people will come. So just keep building it. Do you see what I mean? But
I
I do.
understand, but
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, dear. Go
no,
ahead.
I understand, but me alone can't do it. Me
Right, you
can't
won't be
do
you
it by
alone,
myself.
man. You know, look how much people listening to you on this platform. And listen, I will give you my email. You can take advantage of it if you wish. I will edit. I will give you in service as much as I can. I'll edit. I will give you ideas and introduce you to people if as you see fit and as you see appropriate. Right. So it's up to you. If whatever you need, you can reach out to me and ask, and I will do as much as you ask me to do. That's no problem. But what I do really like is this idea, what you have here about the road traffic law, and saying that the parishes should be on the license plates. That is very, very smart. I've always thought that. And I was so happy to see that in writing. Are you there? I'm gone again.
Who is that, Miss Julia? I
No,
think you
no,
might
I
mute. Oh,
sorry,
easier, easier, easier.
but the Wi-Fi not really good.
Yeah, sorry. When you said here the vehicle license plate should indicate the parish of registration, I think that is very, very wise. That will definitely help control criminality.
Yeah, man, of course, because if it's so many simple solution to the problem. That is what the Jamaican people see and want to be implemented. Um, why you have a license plate with just numbers on it?
I always said that, Antoine,
That can't
honestly.
work. That can't work.
Let me give you another suggestion, Antoine. You know
Mr.
what you
Smith,
need to do?
attack me in the comment section.
No, man, don't pay attention to the comment right now. You're dealing with business right now. Listen, all of the manifesto is fantastic. It's very clear. What I think you should do is put together a pitch deck of a lot of these ideas, from education to agriculture to criminality, the main ideas and how you're going to do it as a pitch deck. That way you can present your ideas condensed, right, to people. And then when they're interested, you can send the manifesto. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's
So,
for your consideration.
so in other words, then you are saying that we need to start act on various points in the manifesto so the Jamaican people can see that um we are action and not that a bag of mouth. I agree.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I've been talking a lot, so I'll save some of the questions for another time. But I'll leave it back to Imhotep, which who has graciously, put this together for us.
Well, I mean, I don't really have nothing much more to say than I greatly appreciate the time that you came and you informed the masses, so to speak, or the audience about the vision that you have. I know it might not be everything in detail. Rome was built in a day, but I'm pretty sure that the ideas that you espouse has been interpreted as the progressive philosophy of Marcus Garvey. So as time progresses, man, people will people definitely, tune in.
Mm-hmm.
Again, now awareness is key. So the
Mm-hmm.
more people are aware of you guys, the more inquiries will be made. I honestly think that, like it should be a collective effort. So if you
Mm-hmm.
have many different parties, there should be a coalition. It does not take away the fact that each respective parties can still have their leaders. I'm sorry.
Bless you.
Yeah, I'm saying each respective parties can still have their leaders. And when they come out to politics time, when they form on a coalition and when they try to upset the political status quo. But this individualism thing now, where there is not the goal to have a unity coalition, it can't work. That's the only way it can work, is to have a
Agree.
unity coalition.
Agree.
So, that is something that you have to work on
No,
along with the rest
we
of
have we
groups
have
that
the
you
meet,
are interfacing with.
we have the meeting on Friday, so
Mm-hmm.
me can't push nothing done. Me can't push to somebody to accept something. Either
Mm-hmm.
them see it fit or them not see it fit. But then
Right.
again, you can't say a stand for Jamaica and we are fight for Jamaica and a man gonna put a proposal like that. I refuse it. That just shows say you're an hypocrite.
Mm-hmm.
So we understand what you say, and that's
Yeah.
what GPPP is pushing.
Yeah. Really, really, really good. I love the ideas. I love the ideas when you talk about even the police being able to work with the social workers. Really love that idea because they need to learn a lot too when it comes to that. How to deal with people with, who might be, mentally unfit and not necessarily or maybe a threatening situation because they're mentally unfit. Speaking about that, what are your plans for, or put it a better way, or madmen that walking around the street naked eating out of the garbage pan them? What is your plan for us? What are you going to have for them? Because I see that you have cold spots for agriculture and freezers there to, I could house agriculture for some of the farmers on, it's certain spots for them. So if you have certain spots to house foods, which I think is a great idea, you have to have spots to house or actual people, the people who are actually mad, like walking on the street naked and stuff like that. So what provisions, or where do you see that coming in?
Well, programs, because the people in the inner city need work, So if we can develop a program where we train those individuals how to handle quote unquote madman and woman, and keep them clean and
Mm-hmm.
decent in a shelter that is provided for them in every parish, then that will kind of reduce the presence of those quote unquote mad people on the street. So I don't think that they are entirely mad.
Mm-hmm.
All they need is just medication, one, and then psychiatric evaluation consistently, um, and just keep clean, and then that will kind of shed some sort of light on Jamaica, so that when tourists come to the island, them not see them sort of stuff. But who are gonna really do that? That is the real question. Who want to stand up to that plate? Who is
Well,
willing?
we're going to have to, because the thing is, once you have one rip in the fabric, it's going to rip the whole fabric. Because if you're going to have these things it's structured for like agriculture, and you have actual places for, like, as you said, building up the parks and building up the community centers. If you don't find a good place for the mad people who walking on the road half naked, or people that begging on the road, you're going to find them loitering there because there's no place for them to be. And then you're going to have a problem with cleanliness. You're going to have a problem. You're going to spend more money keeping these facilities clean, right? And then you're going to have to police the area. So the best thing is to go from the root, and you have to deal with our actual
And,
disenfranchised people on the street as well,
and,
right?
here, and here the irony of it now.
Yeah.
I think some years ago, some foreigners came to Jamaica and import the stray dogs on the street and clean them up, and them when you look on them picture, them look like a brand new dog.
Yeah.
But that just show how the government don't really have no regard for nobody,
Right.
especially not the poor people, and especially not the mad people.
Right.
If if we can if we can bring a dog to that beautiful stage, why we can't do it for the homeless
Right.
people
We
and for the
can,
poor
and
that
you are
do
going
not
to do
need?
it. You are going to do it with our help. You are going to do it.
But Smith, take me on in the comment section.
That's going to happen too. That is going to
Yeah,
happen. You have to be
but where
prepared
you
for
have
that.
to understand, you don't know if Smith a born labor right or born
Exactly.
PNP. So you have to understand that now. They might see you as a little threat. So you
Right.
can't to watch them comment them, man.
Right. You have to keep focus on the
Yeah, man. The
prize,
same way, so.
right? So let me talk to you now about this genuine progress indicator. Tell me about that. Tell us about that.
Genuine progress indicator.
Mm-hmm. Because you said that the it's there about in the development and public finance, when you talk about, instead of the GDP, we're going to be using the GPI. So I thought that was very interesting. So tell us about that. It's genuine progress indicator.
Well,
Go to
that
page 11.
repeat.
Go to page 11. You'll see it there.
No,
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Let me be real with you.
Mm-hmm.
I Because that was put there by our legal officer,
Okay, it was
Miguel.
adopted. Okay, no problem. Don't worry. No worries. No worries. I'll skip those questions then. That's fine. That's fine. I understand that. What I did like though, I did like the lending rates for the lending rates for locals or Jamaicans, right? Being reduced, right? Are you there? You said lending rates for
Yes, of
investment
course, of course.
purposes.
Yeah, man, of
It
course,
must be, you said, for
of course.
lending rates. It said for investment purposes, it must be reduced and funds made more readily available. But to me, I think the lending rates for investment purposes must be reduced for Jamaican born or for Jamaican
Yeah,
people in the country.
yeah.
I think if people are coming to invest in the country, they must take 50% of whatever money they borrow from our Jamaican banks. So them can just come borrow from RBC in New York and come and basically feed RBC bank and build up in Jamaica. They must give back to Jamaica in the form of borrowing from our banks as well. At least 50% of whatever them borrow. So basically, if them is a $30 million project and them need to borrow say 6 million because them don't have enough money. At least 3 million of that fund must come from our Jamaican banks. So I believe that there are certain things like that what we should have in place. Whereas Jamaican born and Jamaicans, doing stuff for the country, that's fine. Lending rates go down for you, but for foreigners who are going to benefit from whatever it is that they're investing in the country, 50% must come from our banks too.
Agree,
What's
agree. We have to put Jamaicans first. You
exactly?
understand? Because it's really the Jamaican people is affected by the quote unquote laws and legislation that they put in place. Look at my lady, for instance. Uh, she have a restaurant and she went to the bank for monetary support
Mm-hmm.
loan,
Mm-hmm.
and if you look at the interest rate where them a demand from her as it relates to what she needs to pay back, that would have discouraged anybody. But she still, as a Jamaican, is pushing at her highest limit to ensure that the restaurant stay afloat. And she provide food to the community and sometimes give it away free. Like on Father's Day and Mother's Day, she normally have program where people from the community who is a father, and then on Mother Day who is a mother, who have children, get free food. So you see, they don't understand that it's really Jamaicans who build the country.
Mm-hmm.
Why the private sector don't invest heavily, and put their focus on Jamaicans?
Mm-hmm.
Interest rate can't be so high for a man who just have a simple idea who could benefit the 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 country. Imagine
Mm-hmm.
if it was a Jamaican who had the idea of Uber. You know how fast that would have shut down? Imagine if it's a Jamaican who had the idea of Facebook and need funding from the banks. You know how fast that would have shut down? So it's them who really drive migration and drive discourage men to our youths who have brilliant ideas because them can't get no funding, and we just not see the support of the government or the people in different private sector. And so what
Mm-hmm.
them do now is that them either crush that idea or them forced to just leave the country, or them forced to just forget about the idea and go work a 9 to 5 or pick up the gun. That's the reality. That's the environment that them create.
Okay, so there is something here that I actually had a little question about. Right here, when you said here, the owners of unused private land must be encouraged to sell or lease for productive use. Now you need to really explain what you mean by unused land, private land. So do you mean the people are gone away for 6 months at a time? Because there are a lot of winter birds that actually stimulate the economy in Jamaica, where them have them property down there. They do have somebody taking care of it, and they come down to Jamaica for probably 6 months out of the year, and they're Jamaican people. So when you say that there's too much unused land and the owners of unused private land must be encouraged to sell or lease for productive use, what is considered unused land? What in your vision? What do you mean by that? Go ahead.
And all right. In my community and in other communities that I have visited
Mm-hmm.
before, um, unused land would be a land that is not maintained. Your
Okay.
grass will grow upon it, the house pop
Okay.
down, and then when you do your history upon the land now, it's 50 years, 60 years, the quote unquote owners don't visit the land. So the land just dead.
Good. Good. And just you mean,
And
yeah.
sometimes they, they're not even pay tax with the land.
They're not right. So yeah, I think that's what I was trying to get at. I think you need to put some clarity there. Whereas when I say if the land is not being upkept, as well as taxes have been forfeited for a period of probably 6 years or something like that, and you put something in there like that for clarity, right? Because what you don't want to do is have people not want to invest or in buy or come back to the country and put back and stimulate the economy because of the fear that you're going to tell them that them going to have to sell them land because they're not there most of the year or for some of the year, right? So some clarity is needed there. But I think that's a great idea, what you're saying, to prevent squatting as well too.
Yeah, that's true because them say we are squatters and what do people in for live really? And the one tent in the road can't work. But yeah,
Right.
that's what I meant.
Right. I really do like what you did with the taxes as well. When you said no new taxes without consent. I really like that. And I really like the fact that you said that no one earning less than twice the minimum wage will be paying income tax. I think that's very good. I think you have some very good ideas. You just need a little bit we just need to relay them properly, right? And just polish them a little bit. But these are fantastic what you have here.
Yeah, and him just need a continuous support system. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, as time goes by. So you just have to just go and do your thing same way in Antwayn. Just
Yeah,
continue to promote the vision, of what you endorse, and people will buy into it.
it's just
Mm-hmm.
a support. It's just a support we really need. Mr. Smith, if them are pay tax, then I feed them land. We can't tell them say we sell it. I just wanted to answer that. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Let me tell you, I'm going to say one last thing because I'm not going to explain to her because I have to leave soon too. But one last thing. This is one thing that I had my eyebrows kind of raised for this, right? Where you have what page is this? This is page 13 when you says domestic saving, and you say domestic saving must be increased to facilitate growth using progressive personal and property taxation as necessary. Too much local money goes into luxury cars, houses, and lifestyles. The thing is, people, especially people of wealth, they like to live with their toys. So I don't know if this would be a deterrent for people to actually, because I mean when they have their toys there in or them jet ski or whatever them have down there, it actually stimulates the economy as well, and it actually it make more jobs too. So when you're saying that when they're going to be taxed. You don't want it to be where people say, you know what, I only can have one property in Jamaica, because if I get one property and a BMW, my tax is going to be 3 times the amount. So you know what, I'll invest more in Florida, or I'll go somewhere where like Cayman or somewhere else, right? I can see where this can be. I understand the seed behind it. I understand the thought behind it, but I can see where this will be a deterrent for people who actually have the money to put back in the country, right? Because human nature, people like to enjoy the comforts and they like to live with the toys,
I mean
right?
that can be looked at and
Right.
amended.
That's
And
that's
to
good
be
to
real
hear.
with you, and to be real with you, it will be amended. I
Good,
see a comment. I see a comment where somebody said try and link with Queen Africa. Queen Africa is on board. She
good.
is very, very supportive and continue to be supportive. She's a let me not
Yeah,
tell people about
yeah.
business.
Good. But don't box yourself into anybody either, because what you have here is actually gems for all of us as Jamaican people, home and abroad. So you can actually do very well. You there? I'm gone again. Why you keep on
No,
mute?
he's listen. I think he's listening though.
No, me I listen. No, me I
Man, listen,
listen.
man. Just mute him mic when him a listen.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
At the school thing, online
Yeah.
school.
Okay, understood, understood. Well, I'll hand the mic back over to the gentleman, and thank you so much for coming on. Your manifesto is very good. I'll leave Rick with or Imhotep with my email so that if you ever feel the need, you can reach out to me, and you can bounce things off of me or editing or anything or any kind of hand label. I'll be of service to you because I can see the vision, and I applaud you for somebody your age to be coming forward with this.
Yeah, man. So
Okay.
yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
no, I say probably we can wrap up now, right? Nobody
Yeah,
not
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just want to say enough respect to the audience as well. you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, for partaking in the discussion. Enough respect, Mr. Campbell, again, you know, and wishing you all the best.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know it go. You know, we always observe the movements and them something there. So, you know, you will definitely get the support, man.
Definitely.
Yeah. That's all that is lacking.
Yeah.
Honestly, we need it like yesterday. I would not say we need it because
Mm-hmm.
we want trample upon the neck of people. But we
Right.
need it because we need the people to be involved in it. So, Mr. Smith, I love you 100%. I love you. Yeah, but I want to thank this platform for having me here
Mm-hmm.
today.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
Respect.
Yes, respect.
May kind of feel a way when kind of run off Carlos, but he
No,
actually
No,
he
but
it's
On the
not a
path.
matter of run off Carlos still, now, but what is in Antwayn. Carlos, I say, that's him nothing say him I got ready for the next election. Right? So pretty much he's saying what he is doing is at its embryonic stage. Me get
Right.
that, but right now people really want solutions right now.
Right.
Political solutions. Nobody not really want to say, oh, you're still in the bakery. I try to make the bread.
Right.
People want to know say the bread make and it's gonna be shared up or whatever. So I
no
mean, yeah, we can definitely line up our next reasoning for you know
no
the gentleman. But
Right.
but
I
to be
just saw
real
it go.
but to be real honest with you still, it's Mr. Daly, the Jamaica Patriotic Movement, who really kind of push MGPPP to the public, whereas him not really left way out. But
Right.
Right.
but as he stated, anything is why not just make a coalition? Me
Right,
as I said,
right,
I
Right.
can't
right,
speak on
right.
a
You need
man.
the unity, you know.
Yeah, but I can't speak from man and I can't push down something for a
Right.
general and say, why, do this, do this, do this. No. The
Right.
person have to see where it makes sense, and the person have to, as you say, sell the idea, be
Right.
convinced to say, boy, you know what? Make we just get the support.
Right.
Come on.
Right.
Bless up on
So
yourself.
keep building and bless up yourself and keep building.
Bless up on yourself, man. Enough
Yeah.
tech.
give thanks.
And big up Imhotep for putting this together. Real
Yeah, man.
talk.
Respect.
Respect
Mm.
Imhotep for that.
Yeah,
Him gone?
man. So,
Imhotep gone too?
me not hear him look like him
Him
gone.
look like him jump off.
Yeah,
Okay.
man. But big up the ones, them, you know.
All
We
right,
don't.
big up and big up Mr. Campbell.
Yeah, man.
All
So,
right.
so people give thanks to pass through, you know. When we say, I know, we just didn't want to put it forward, make the ones them here. Because as we say, we see it in the newspaper and we are say, all right then, make we hear exactly from what the man has say.
Yeah.
Point blank out and out. You see it? Yeah, man. So give thanks, people. Big up yourself, Julie. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Big up
Yeah, man.
yourself, Rick. Later.
All right, yeah. Great reasoning.